Tech4Church 2025 as we explore how technology and faith can work together. To formally commence the Tech4Church Forum, it is my privilege to invite Engineer Ato Balong Kumar, the co-founder and the CEO of Tabernacle Technologies. He will be sharing the opening remarks and set the context of our time together. So please join me in welcoming him.
A very good morning to everyone. I am extremely delighted to welcome each and every one of you to the Tech4Church 2025, our first Church and Technology Conference. I extend a warm welcome to all the delegates who have come from various churches from across the Northeast, and also to our dear friends who have come all the way from Manipur and also from Arunachal. Thank you for taking the time out to be here with us today. On behalf of Tabernacle Technologies, I would like to commence by saying that this has been a long time coming. When we started Tabernacle about 3 years ago, we had a mission, and that is to serve the church with technology. And over the past 3 years, we've had the opportunity to work very closely with hundreds of pastors, church secretaries, accountants, setting up their data and finance systems using our church Tabernacle software, building their websites, and helping churches in their digital transformation journey. And through all of these conversations, one thing became very clear. While the churches excelled at spiritual leadership, when it comes to digital adoption, data management, finance system, and most importantly, complying to our government and legal rules and regulations of the country, churches were lagging behind. Therefore, we wanted to bring experts and church leaders together to have conversations on these challenges. And that is how Tech4Church was ideated. And today we are extremely grateful, humbled, and thankful to God that it has become a reality. At Tabernacle, our commitment is not just to build software. We have a mission, and that is not just to serve or give technology, but also to serve the church through platforms like Tech4Church, wherein the churches are strengthened, enriched, and future-ready. In today's conference, you'll get to hear from some of the best minds and practitioners in the field. We are very honored to have Reverend Dr. Mar Pongoner, General Secretary of the Nagaland Baptist Church Council. We are also delighted to have Mr. Ashwin Tairiam, who have come all the way from Chennai. We are also grateful to our speakers from the Income Tax Department, Shri Nongatong Jungyu, IRS, Shri Imliman Jamir, IRS, and also we are honored to have our ESAF Bank Regional Head, Mr. Chandan Patak, who is here with us. And we are also happy to have Mr. Wapang Mua, who will be talking about media today. Thank you very much for taking your time out and to be here with us today. We are grateful to our sponsors who have supported this event, for which they have also set up booths just outside this conference hall. Please feel free to visit them, and they will be happy to share their products and services that they can offer to the churches. With that, I once again warmly welcome each and every one of you to this conference, and I really hope and pray that you'll have a very resourceful, fruitful, and insightful experience. Thank you.
We now have the honor of hearing a word of encouragement and beginning our day in prayer. I invite Reverend Dr. Mara Pongner, the General Secretary of Nagaland Baptist Church Council, to share a short exhortation and lead us in the opening prayer.
Good morning. I bring joyful greetings to all of you from the Nagaland Baptist Church Council. From the bottom of my heart, I say thank you to God and also to the organizer, especially the Tabernacle, led by Engineer Atuba Lungkamer, for organizing such an important conference today. And I am personally so encouraged to see the church leaders coming from different regions, associations, and the local churches representing your church body. And I hope and pray that our coming together will truly enrich our ministry. And it is a joy for me to meet up with the resource person, wonderful resource persons, experts in their respective fields. They are in our midst. And once again, I thank God and also thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to share a short exhortation. And I hope you will listen to my short exhortation from now. Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, the world we live in today is undeniably shaped by rapid technological advancement. This is the reality, and we cannot ignore this reality when we engage ourselves in doing God's ministry. We are living in what many describe as the age of technology, a media-saturated, high-tech world where digital platforms influence nearly every aspect of life. The church exists in the world, and it is essential for the church not to remain distant or indifferent to all these changes that comes on our day to day. The Word of God in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 22 and verse 23 says, I read, I have become all things to all people, so that by all possible means, I might save some. I do all this for the sake of the gospel, that I may share in its blessings. From here, we learn that the Apostle Paul was ever willing to adopt the new methods available during his time, but not compromising the truth of the gospel, not compromising the message of God, but by extending and by, being willing to adopt the relevant methods in order to fasten the ministry of God. And this is very interesting for the church leaders like you and I today. The gospel doesn't change, but the means by which we share and propagate the gospel must be relevant, compelling, and accessible to people we are trying to reach. We are all aware that billions are online, on social media, YouTube, podcast, and websites. And therefore, it is a good time for the churches to recognize the digital world as a mission field. Digital world as a mission field, and to see online platforms as evangelistic doors. The Word of God can go 24/7, reaching people you and I have never met, and this will be possible by using the media, the technology, what we call. And therefore, the technologies, the medias, the digital doors can turn our local ministries into global ministries. And I'm sure God would be happy if we do so. And therefore, let us be thankful to God for all the available facilities that He has blessed to us. Let us grasp the opportunity and continue to devote our lives so that we will be able to bring glory to our God by governing and also by doing bigger mission. And therefore, to remain effective and relevant in our mission today, the church must intentionally engage with these digital spaces, using them to proclaim the timeless truth of Christ in new and meaningful ways. Once again, let us be thankful to God for the organizers, the Tabernacle. This is going to be very important for us as we engage in discussion and also listening from each other. I wish all of us to have a good time, and let us pray that God will truly be in our midst. Let us pray. Almighty God, our loving Heavenly Father, we come closer to the throne of your grace and mercy with full of gratitude and thanks in our hearts. We want to thank you for bringing us together here in order to engage ourselves in this very important conference. We want to thank you for those wonderful men and women, our resource persons, our teachers, whom you have brought to us from different places in order to help us. Even as we begin our program, O God, we invoke your presence in our midst. Bless us all together and help us to spend the time meaningfully in togetherness, create in us a willing heart to receive the lessons that we are about to receive from our resource person. Bless us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Mar Pongner, for a wonderful message and for grounding us in purpose and prayer. As churches navigate a rapidly changing world, the question arises, how can we embrace technology while staying rooted in a Christ-centered mission? To address this, we are honored to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Ashwin Dhairyam, the co-founder and managing director of Good News Group. Ashwin Dhairyam currently operates 4 devotional satellite TV channels, reaching over 180 million homes. Formerly a producer for Hope Channel Germany, Ashwin now serves as the honorary president of ICMA India, mentoring young leaders and helping organize 15 national conferences, impacting 15,000 plus delegates. In 2015, he received the NRB Media Excellence Award in the USA. Ashwin recently called it India's first AI-driven Bible storytelling project, the Epic Bible, with his father, Nerhu Dhairyam. As head of Good News Channel and Good News Digital, he leads a 100-member team across Chennai and Hyderabad under Good News Channel and Good News Digital. Thank you for your incredible work in media ministry and for being a pioneer in faith-based innovation. We're honored to have you today with us. We now welcome you to the stage to deliver the keynote on technology and the church, the global innovations and the path ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this warm welcome, and thank you so much for giving me this honor. I'm deeply honored to stand here for a couple of reasons, but I'm so happy to see you. Thank you, Adoba, for the team with Tabernacle, and thank you, sir, for all the chief guests who will be speaking. I'm deeply honored here. I want you to keep your pen and paper ready because this morning I've come here not just to share about what technology can do, but I've come here with a lot of prayer. And what this morning, as I was praying, what just the exhortation mentioned the verse about 1 Corinthians was just a confirmation on what God is going to do to many of you all seated here. And I want you all to watch, keep the key points as I share what I'm going to tell you, because what I'm going to tell you is not about the technology shift and all that. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to show you a couple of that. But what is going to be most important for us is going to understand what the Holy Spirit is telling you this morning. Because the Holy Spirit is unique. And for us to understand this, we need to understand how the Holy Spirit operates. Now, before I present or before I share, I just want to just pray for a minute. And because what you're going to receive this morning, in the next 30 minutes or so, will shift many of you from the way you are sitting today. Will shift many into larger domains, larger platforms. And you got to receive it prophetically. Okay? You got to receive it prophetically. So I come from Chennai, which has 3 seasons. You know what the 3 seasons are? Hot, hotter, and hottest. I'm so happy to be here in Kohima, which is cool. So it's going to be very exciting. 30 years of media ministry in India, but also, if you look at my own story, it all started with a bank loan. I took a bank loan, started a startup company, nobody to encourage me. In fact, even the bank, when you don't pay the bank loan, it's difficult. Loans getting is one side, but when you don't pay, you have to face a lot of things. So I went through all that. But amidst all that, I'm here to tell you that if God has called you to be in media, He will sustain you and He will carry you. And that's going to be my next 35-minute presentation. So let's go straight into the topic and let's go to the slide. Yeah, this is the first. I start with my family. The reason I want to start with my family is if you want to be successful in your work, if you want to be successful in your mission, note the first takeaway. You have to be successful with your family. If you don't have a family partnership, if you don't have your wife and your children believing in what you're doing, you will not be as successful as what you think. This is my wife Sheba, and these are my 2 twins. This is Santosh, who's doing his first year in electronic communication, and this is Shreya, she's doing her first year in visual communication. These 2 are twins, 1 minute difference. And then I have my 3rd girl, she's doing her class 10. And Sheba handles the finance in my office. And if your family is not together with you in your vision, take it from me, you will win, but you will not go with the fullest. So the first takeaway I'm giving you in this conference is the family is key. Okay? The family is very important. You can win the whole world, but when you come home, if you're not having peace in your family, you cannot succeed. If you want to fulfill God's mandate, make sure that your family understands your vision. That's very, very critical. Okay? Now, I'm so happy that Adoba gave this topic. The next slide, yeah. Embracing the digital shift. I like this topic. I like the word shift. We are going through a shift. Anything shift is not easy. Anything shift, I come from a television world. We are getting into digital. It's not easy. Why it's not easy? Because you have to leave some things and you have to move away into something new. So therefore, the key, next one. The key verse, which is what my dear brother opened up with Apostle Paul. The key, why are we here? We are here not just to embrace the shift. We are here because of the exact word what he said in the exhortation. Apostle Paul is in prison. Now, please understand, he's in prison as he's writing these words. Now, just think for a minute. In prison, people come to see prisoners. Correct? Right? People come to see prisoners. But how can Paul be in prison and encourage others? There's no one letter in the Bible where people wrote to Paul. But there's enough evidence in the Bible to show that Paul, sitting in prison, did not expect people to write to him, but he was writing. Think about it. Now, welcome to the digital shift you're going to enter. When you enter into the digital shift, don't expect people to encourage you, but expect you to be encouraging others. This is the digital shift. So if you want to know really what the digital shift is, as Adoba said, he's been talking to churches, talking about shift. Yes, those conversations are great, but it's not easy. And it was not easy for Apostle Paul also. Not even one letter is recorded that somebody wrote and encouraged Paul. But Paul is saying, you know what, to the weak I became weak. To win the weak, I became all things to all people by all possible means, that I might save some. What is this all possible? The all possible means is the tabernacle. Is what tabernacle is doing, is what you are doing, is not what I am doing, is what Webang is doing. It's all possible means. He's not saying some possible means. Here is Apostle Paul in the prison with a paper and pen. Nobody to encourage him, but the paper and pen is writing. He's writing these. Think about it. This is the digital shift we are talking about. So as you enter into the digital shift, understand by all possible means. Next one. This is the reality world of the digital shift. Today, Google is processing so many questions per second. And guess what? India has the highest Google adoption rate. Yesterday, I was coming into the flight from Guwahati to Dimapur, and I was telling, I got a permit to come into Dimapur, and I was telling another friend, did you get the permit? He said, I didn't know I had to get a permit. So you know what he's doing? He's asking Google, should I get a permit to come? And what Google said, yes. Google told him something. So your digital shift, your people, your sons and daughters are not going to ask the pastor, they're not going to ask you, they're going to ask Google daddy and mummy. This is the Google daddy and mummy which you and I are facing. And this is how India is facing. Any question they have, the first thing they ask is the Google. So if you're not out there putting content, if you're not out there sharing what God has told you to do, Google mommy and daddy will be giving the wrong information to the right people. Are you hearing me? So you need to know that this shift is also about the space you're in. It's about the space you're in. The next slide. This is what the world is doing, and especially if you look at even India, the percentage of customers who are actually shifting and doing, whether it's appliance or anything, even a restaurant you do, in restaurant you want to go, even if you want to go to a church, you know what people do? They search on Google. They're asking, what's the experience? What's the reality? What's the customer feedback? Everything is there on the open space. So therefore, if this is what the world is doing, where are we in this race? Where are we in this race? Next slide. This is again a product, very interesting product. A lot of ladies are using this. They go online and buy cosmetics, and most of the sales happen, very interestingly, they don't even go to the shop. Go to the next slide. They don't even go to the shop. They go online, they like it, they share. Which means if they like what you're doing, you don't need a marketing budget. They will do what your marketing budget will do. So this is the shift which is happening in the world. This is the shift which is happening. But where are we in this shift? Where are we in this shift? Next slide. This is again, reality of what's happening. I will go to a restaurant, had a good lunch. I wanted to give change. I didn't have change. And here's somebody coming and saying, sir, it's okay if you don't have change. Here's a GPay. It's okay if you don't have change. I understand. Here's a GPay. So this is the shift. This is a real shift. And it's not told by me, it's told by India today. This is a shift happening. People are shifting. But where are you in the shift? Where am I in the shift? Next slide. This is another reality which you need to understand if you want to work in the digital shift. If you're part of a church, if you want to understand the digital shift, Please understand Ephesians 2:2. Mark these words, Ephesians 2:2. A very critical verse. Why is digital so tough? Why is digital getting into digital space not as easy as probably a traditional space? It's because of this verse. Look at this verse. Again here, talk about the prince of the power of the air. There's a power in the air which is controlling. There's a power in the air which is controlling things. And what does it control? It controls minds. It controls a lot of things. That's why you find cybersecurity, a lot of things happening on the air. A lot of theft happening. Because why? In the Garden of Eden, we were given dominion and we lost our dominion. And now the devil is using it very strategically with our own thing. We gave the dominion, we gave our rights to the devil. But God is saying when Jesus came, He gave it back to us. But the problem is we don't take back our dominion. We don't fight it the way we need to be fighting. So this is a key verse which you need to understand if you want to be in the digital shift. You need to understand the prince of the power of the air. Next slide. What is broadcast? Many people think it's a technical term. To counter the prince of the air, you need to take the seeds. It's like the farmer taking the seeds and broadly casting. The farmer taking the seed and broadly casting is broadcast. It's an agricultural term. The word broadcast is an agricultural term. It's not a technical term. It's something from the farming side, which Jesus so beautifully says. The farmer takes the seed and he broadly casts. So what are you doing here in the Tabernacle Tech4Church conference? You're taking what we are speaking and you're going to use this to broadly cast. Broadly cast on the air, which the prince of the air is controlling, which you need to be actually controlling. Are you there? Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Yeah, are you catching? I said this is not just a technology conference, this is a prophetic conference for you guys. Many of you will be doing this. Many of you will become agricultural farmers as you take your seed, as you take your content and you broadly cast it. And you will be a digital shift broadcaster. You will be a digital God shift broadcaster. So you don't want to be in the digital shift because you know what, everybody's shifting. You want to be in the digital shift because you're casting the seeds. And that's the critical part in this. Next slide. Why is the prince of the air? The prince of the air should be this. What is the fruits of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. But what is the prince of the air doing? He has changed love to lust. He's changed peace to fights, greed. So you see, there's a fight happening in the air. This should have been actually the prince of the air. But you're fighting this on the internet. That's why you find so much filth on the internet. So much greed, so much cybercrime. So many of our own people are getting trapped in this. And if you are keeping quiet, not giving this on the air, you need to be giving this on the air. And what is more on the air is that. It's filled with that. And how are you going to respond? How is the Northeast region going to respond to shift and tell the world that you belong not to the prince of the air, but you belong to the God Almighty who created the heavens and the earth? Are you with me? Are you catching what I'm saying? So this is Ephesians 2:2, which you need to understand the verse more deeper from a prophetic sense. So catch this. One side we have the prince of the air. Technically this should be there. And if you keep quiet in this season, for a season such as this, if you are silent, if you are not moving your churches into the air, if you're not moving with the tabernacle, if you're not moving into the space, you're allowing more of this to happen. You're allowing more of the prince of the air to take charge. Next slide. 30 years back, this is our journey, and this is our team members in Chennai. We have a team of 100 people. This is one of our 50 people. This is one of our offices. And it's an amazing team God gave us. And it's been a journey for me personally to kind of be a mentor to the team, leading over 100 people. Now we have another AI team of 20 people, which I will talk to you a little bit about what the shift is meaning. Now this 30 years has taken me into 4 shifts. Started with the bank loan was one shift. Couldn't pay the bank loan. Understanding what the reality of business was one side. And then understanding what was God's plan. What is the word calling? What does God want to do in my life? That was the second shift. Once I understood what was the calling, then I understood, okay, the calling is big. So what does it mean? It means I have to take bold steps. It's like exactly what Adoba was saying. He'll go and talk to different people. Not everybody understand Adoba. Not everybody will understand Tabernacle. It's okay. You keep trying. You keep pursuing. You keep pushing. That's what we do. That's the shift. Shift is not easy. Not everybody will understand your goal, your shift. It's okay. Nobody understood Paul. Paul was sitting in the prison. But Paul was writing letters and using his letters, using the shift which God has given, the pen and the paper, to make sure that he was saying what he was saying, that by all means, some will get saved. By all means, some will get saved. So this is a little bit of a team. I'm experiencing shift. I'm in my 5th shift now. 30 years and I'm in my 5th shift. I'll talk about it a little later. Yeah, next slide. The shift which God is telling me, play this clip. Sound. This is our Chennai office. This is the broadcast team there. This is part of our shift. Next slide. There's a little buffering there. Maybe you can download it and maybe we can play. Yeah, the next slide. Next slide talks us about how one shift from a broadcast background, how did we shift to the digital side? The next slide will show you that we are moving into another new season of AI. And what is this shift teaching us? The shift is teaching us two things. Number one, 20 years back, 30 years back, we were studying computers. We were into computer science. We were understanding what computers can do, what it's best at. Many of them will say, I'm doing BSc computer science, I'm being IT computer science, whatever. Today, what is happening in the shift? Computers are studying us. Computers are studying us today. 20 years back, we were studying computers. Today, computers are studying us. Please understand the shift. No more you need to study computers. What you watch, the computer gives what you watch. What you like, the computer gives what you like. Computers are reading you. The days are over where you were studying about computers. So that's a shift. And God has positioned us to get into one of an amazing journey for the last 1 year. We've been battling this shift. How do we get into the AI space? How do we bring AI technology and bring amazing real stories of the Bible into reality? And for the last 9 months, we have been working with tech teams, telling them about how to use this AI technology. And it's not been easy, because to get one shot on your AI with your software, the same face you will not get again. So you have to constantly develop new softwares, constantly work on this. And it's been an amazing shift. I'm going to show you a short trailer after this, and I'm going to show you a movie which we have not yet released, and this is just for your screening. This is the first time we are showing this movie. It's not yet released yet, but I'm going to show you this movie is less than 10 minutes, and I want you to watch this movie and the trailer. Let's see the trailer first. The next slide will take us to the trailer. This is the trailer, and 50 movies in this last 9 months doing has been a huge learning curve. We have sat with our teams, discussed with our teams. Some members have got frustrated, some have left us, some have joined us. And this 9 months has been a journey of pain for us to get these movies out. And is the shift easy? No, the shift is not going to be easy. If somebody is here to tell you the shift will be easy, smooth, I'm here to tell you the shift will not be easy. But the shift will be for people who are standing the test of time. If you can say, Lord, this is what you have given to me, and I'll stay faithful, the shift is for those people who will observe that. The shift is for people like Apostle Paul who will say, it's okay if people don't understand, but I'm pushing. I believe in what you're telling me. I believe in the calling which you have given to me. Let's see this movie. This movie, we're going to show you a movie now. And I want you to watch this movie. It's a true story of the Bible from Genesis. And my dad is a cameraman director, he's done a lot of direct camera things. But then one is to go take the camera and say, start camera action and your shot division. But one is to sit with the team and to tell the team, hey, listen, this is your first shot, this is your second shot, this is your screenplay, this is your close-up. It's a different feel. It's a shift. I need to shift into that. My father is 80 years old. And for an 80-year-old man to shift, it's not easy. But one thing he's realized in his mind, that if he wants to be relevant at 80 years old, he has to shift. And that's what I'm learning. And as I sit with my teams, telling them how to divide the shots, how to add the sound, how to do the effects, I'm shifting myself. Because we come from a proper location shooting to a world of artificial intelligence. It's a different shift. I want you to watch this movie. It's titled The First Flood. And after the movie, just a few more minutes, and then I'll come to the conclusion. Just let's watch this movie.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, a vibrant world full of life. Everything He made was perfect and beautiful, reflecting His power. Wisdom and goodness. From Adam and Eve, humanity multiplied and spread across the earth. Mankind became corrupt and wicked, filling the world with violence and sin. They turned away from God, refusing to acknowledge Him. This grieved God deeply, and He resolved to wipe out humanity along with all living creatures. Yet, amidst the darkness, one man, Noah, found favor in God's eyes. He was righteous, walking faithfully with God when the rest of the world had abandoned him. Then God spoke to Noah.
I have decided to put an end to all living creatures, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I will destroy them along with the earth. But you, Noah, will find refuge.
For years, Noah became a voice of warning, urging people to turn back to God. But they mocked and ignored him, unwilling to believe. After all, before this, the earth had never seen rain. To help visualize the enormous project ahead, they meticulously planned its structure. designing spaces for the animals, storage rooms for food, and their own living quarters. Before beginning the work, Noah gathered his family for prayer, seeking strength and faith for the immense task ahead. Noah simply obeyed God without asking questions. With unwavering determination, Noah and his sons searched the forests for strong gopher wood and began cutting down massive trees. Elephants carried the heavy logs, while oxen dragged them to the construction site. All the animals obeyed Noah. Using only simple tools, such as a rope for measuring, he followed God's instructions, carefully preparing for the ark's construction. As construction progressed, historians believe that, with the help of hired workers, they set the wooden framework in place. According to the Bible, the construction of the ark took 100 years. Slowly, the ark took shape, as nature itself seemed to aid him. As the final preparations neared completion, everything was set in place. Then, a miracle unfolded. The animals began to arrive, led by a divine hand. Pairs of creatures made their way to the ark, some small enough to carry, while others walked steadily forward. 7 pairs of every kind of bird, male and female, also joined them. Perhaps Noah, in his wisdom, selected younger animals, making the journey easier and ensuring they would thrive after the flood. The lowest deck sheltered the larger animals, giving them enough space to rest. The middle deck held the smaller creatures and was stocked with food, heaps of hay and neatly arranged sacks of grain. The upper deck was reserved for Noah and his family, a safe haven as they prepared for the coming storm. But this ark was not built for comfort. It was built for survival. There were no luxuries, only the necessities to carry Noah, his family, and the animals safely through the flood. With everything ready, the moment of judgment drew near. The skies remained clear, but the world was on the brink of a great and terrible change.
To embrace this shift, it's not been easy for us. You know, it takes 2 months to do one movie. And the amount of shift, pain experience we have to go, it's been amazing. But it's the resilience to be there. The next slide. I'm done almost with my presentation. I go back to this Apostle Paul's words. To the weak I became weak. To win the weak, I became all things to all people, so that by all possible means, I might save some. The 3 takeaways I would like to give you all this morning is going to be, please note down these 3 takeaways. Even if you don't miss these 3 takeaways, this is for you all. These 3 takeaways is for you all. If you want to be in this shift, takeaway number 1 for this group, because I'm seeing many people will become leaders who will lead in many ways. You have come to this conference not to hear people speak. You have come to this conference so that you will lead in the future. The shift number 1 is, renew your perspective. It's not there in the screen. Renew your perspective. Renew. R-E-N-E-W. Renew your perspective. What it means is taken from Colossians 3 verses 1 to 3. Colossians 3 verses 1 to 3. Go back and read that. Renew your perspective. That's takeaway number 1. Takeaway number 2. Takeaway number 2 is release your past. Release. First is renew. Number 2 is release your past. What I say release your past is, you know what? You don't understand my culture. You don't understand, nobody is there to help me. You don't understand my background. You know what? Release your past. Don't talk about your past. You need to know your past. That's okay. But don't talk about the struggles. I don't talk about what gain is it if I'm going to sell, you know what? Nobody helped me. What use is it? Don't talk about all the negative stuff. Forget about the past. Talk about the future. Release your past. Release your past. The last point. The last point is remember your purpose. Remember. Paul never spoke in his letters which he wrote. He never said, you know what, I'm struggling in the jail. I did this. Nobody's there to help me. He never did that. He's sending, from sitting inside the jail, he's sending letters of encouragement. He's sending letters of hope. Sending letters of digital shift. Sending letters of shift. Learn to send shift. Learn to send positive vibration. Yes, because you're going through the difficulty, the Holy Spirit will be with you as you shift. So 3 takeaways. What are the 3 takeaways? Number one, what was the takeaway I said? Number 1? Renew. Yeah, the second shift. And the third one? Remember your purpose. Apostle Paul, that's why he remembered his purpose. He said, by all means means by all digital shift means. All means. Internet, Instagram, whatever. But be sensible in using it. Know how to use it wisely. Learn from experience. Learn what not to do, then before doing what to do. Learn what not to do. Friends, it's been a pleasure talking this morning. Thank you so much for giving me this time. There's a lot of questions you could have. Probably if time is there, I can do it later. But I want to be sensitive to time. But remember those 3 takeaways. And this morning as I was praying, those 3 words came for you all. Because in the future, I'm going to see many of you all leading this nation in the digital shift. You will be leading. You must be wondering, is it me? Paul wrote from the prison in this shift. He understood the digital shift so wisely that after 2,000 years, we are talking about Apostle Paul. He never spoke about his difficulties. He gave the message of hope. He gave the message of encouragement. He gave the message that, you know what, you go and do it. Because with God, all things are possible. Okay, so thank you so much. May God richly bless you. I'll see you soon again next time. Thank you.
We have 5 minutes Q&A. Yes, sir.
I thought I short the time. I wanted to be sensitive to time. That's why I finished. Yeah, I'll take any questions you guys have. The shift is not going to be easy, but you have to shift. So keep that in mind and keep those 3 points in mind. Yeah. One of the fascinating things about questions is either they understood everything or they didn't understand anything. But I'm sure you guys got the message. Yeah. How did I make the movie with AI? I have to sit for 1 more day conference to answer that question. But it's been learning the softwares. We found that artificial intelligence, everything is artificial. The voice is AI. The visuals you saw is AI. But then, please understand, AI is not intelligent as what you think. You need to tell AI what to do. So don't ever think AI is intelligent. It's like, it's like if you think it's intelligent, it will make you dumb. Please understand. Don't make AI think that's intelligent. You are the guy with the brain. You are only feeding what it tells. So make sure you understand that AI is not telling you what to do, you are telling AI what to do. So coming back to your question, sir. So we have a team. First is the key thing in the story thing is the script. Many people think AI doesn't give the script. Script is your own brain. So you have to develop the script. And script to us is the most difficult part. And what you saw is from the Bible. It's taken from Genesis. So we have taken time not to deviate the Bible. At the same time, we took the script from the Bible and developed it into a story format. So that is the first step. After that step, then we give it to different short division. We divide that script. And then we do the voiceover. We then create a voiceover. And then we give it to our AI creation. So AI creation is the last part. AI creation is not the first part. AI creation is coming only after. If you have your strong storyline, if you have a good storyline, then you know how to develop the visuals. If you don't have a strong storyline, you'll not get your visuals right. So, yeah. I hope I've answered your question, sir. Sir, I hope I've answered, yes.
Yes, thank you, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Talking about the shift, I just have this one question, which has been asked to me by many of the youths, so I just want to ask you today. we have been using the physical, the Bible. So now it has come to a point where we have to shift it to this digital Bible. So many are still against this, but according to you, which is more appropriate, or
Okay, I
Trying
got your
to
question. Not about how you're reading the Bible. The question is, how are you receiving from the Word? You can read the Bible through your phone, through your book, but how are you receiving it? That is the key thing. How are you valuing the Word of God? You can't have a Bible sometimes when I want to see a verse, I see it from the phone. But is my phone also the altar? You understand what I'm saying? Is my phone an altar? Many people, they're watching a movie, fine, you want to use it as a movie, okay. Then suddenly they go to the Bible text and, no, treat your altar with respect. Treat your altar with respect. So don't say, I'm not saying shift everything. I'm saying, how are you receiving the Word? It's not about shift. Tomorrow something else will come from AI. And something else will come from AI. But how are you receiving? How are you treating the Word? Where is your altar? The problem is, if you don't respect your altar, don't expect God to do mighty things from Him. Respect the altar. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying what is right and wrong. It's how you receive. Don't say, technology will have, I told you, the prince of the air. Technology will have everything. But what are you consuming? What are you receiving? What are you seeing? And that's why I said, gone are the days where we are studying computers. Computers are studying you. If you watch gambling, example, you like gambling, okay, you gamble on online. And what's going to happen? It's going to push you more and more and more into it. Why are people dying, not able to pay the loan gambling? You see so many deaths happening. Why? Why is cybercrime increasing? So, how are you treating your altar? That's the big question. So I would say use technology, but learn to respect the altar. Use technology, but learn to respect the altar. And what you consume is what you get. Don't blame everything. What you consume is what you get. So if you're going to consume good stuff, you're going to get good things. And the more you push good things, the more you're going to counter the prince of the air. So that's my response. You cannot avoid shift. Tomorrow you may have somebody, a pastor come here with a phone and take a Bible verse and you can't say he's bad. No. So let's not get into that judgmental thing. Let's get into what does it mean to me? How do I leverage, like Apostle Paul, how did he leverage the jail situation? How did he leverage the pen and the paper inside the jail? Suppose if Apostle Paul was today, would he be on Instagram? Would he be on social media? By all means is what? By all means is all means. If that can win people, if that can take someone to know the gospel, someone to know who the Creator is, that's by all means. So it's how you receive it. It's not the medium, it's how you receive it. Okay. If I'm done, I'm done. Yeah, anything else? One more question.
Yes.
To hear from the other speakers as well. Want to learn so much from them and really honored to be there. Yeah. Any other question? Let me ask you, what are the 3 takeaways I gave? Number one? Huh? No, I want number 1. Okay, number 2? Number 3? Yeah, even if you forget everything, don't forget this. These are the 3 takeaways I want you to take back when you go back. Because this morning as I was praying, I specifically got that word for this delegation. This is for you. If you want to excel in the digital shift, if you want to move into the digital shift, if you want to go into the prophetic anointing, use these 3 words. That's for you, each one seated here. And God is saying, I'm going to create leaders from here. I'm going to create big leaders from here. You never know the potential of what this place is. You guys will be leaders leading India from here. That's the potential I'm seeing here. You will be leading India. You will be leading the nation, sitting right from here. That's the power of this shift. So I'm so grateful I came here. I'm so grateful that I'm part of this shift. What is key is, remember, the Holy Spirit is there with you, working inside you to help you in this shift. Don't ever underestimate it. I have underestimated it many times. I thought nobody is there to help me, but God has time and time and again showed up. Amidst challenges, we are able to pull this. It's not that we have a lot of money, a lot of things. No. Amidst challenges, we are doing all this. But you know what? I'm confidently saying that with the Holy Spirit, you can experience the shift and you can impact. May God richly bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again to our keynote speaker, Mr. Ashwin Dariam, for that powerful and thought-provoking session. Before we move on, would like to take a moment to acknowledge those who made Tech4Church possible. Please turn your attention to the screen for a short presentation about our organizers and our sponsors.
Are you an accountant or a secretary working in a church? Drowning in a never-ending pile of old ledgers and record books? Wasting your time searching through unorganized files prone to human errors? Introducing Tabernacle Church Management Software, a modern solution that will help you work smarter and save time. Tabernacle software offers a modern solution for maintaining your records. From baptisms to marriage records, managing member information has never been easier. The software search feature saves you time and effort. You can also further filter your search by gender, member type, age, and much more. Searching for records has become a whole lot easier. When it comes to accounting, going through outdated cash book ledgers make it a time-consuming process. Say goodbye to manual work and weeks of preparing financial reports. Tabernacle Software's accounting feature allows you to create your budget, record your expenses, and generate reports in just a few clicks. You can also filter by date, filter by department, and add or remove columns to generate your custom report. Creating in-depth reports is now simpler than ever before. Get Tabernacle today, the trusted management software by various churches across different regions. Upgrade your church's administration with Tabernacle Church Management Software.
Delighted to have ASAF Small Finance Bank as our title sponsor. We're grateful to our Daily Bread Ministries as our content partner, Platinum sponsor Highland Dawn Media, our sound partner Live Pro Productions, and our associate sponsor Mega Voice and Island Low, an e-commerce platform from Nagaland. You can learn more about the sponsors and partners at the event expo. We now turn to a session that speaks to the backbone of church operations, legal compliance and governance. Understanding the laws and frameworks that apply to churches is essential for operating with integrity and ensuring a long-term sustainability. We are delighted to have with us Sri Nongatang Jungyo, IRS, Commissioner of Income Tax, Admin and TPS, Northeastern Region, Guwahati, and Sri Imlimaran Jamir, IRS, Commissioner of Income Tax, Appeal, Jorhat. Please join me in welcoming our esteemed speakers. They will help us in demystify government regulations, highlight compliance best practices, and equip our churches to stay legally secure and mission-focused. First, we invite Sri Nongatang Jungyo, IRS.
Good morning, everyone. Esteemed organizers for today's Tech4Church program, distinguished speakers, reverends, pastors, and church leaders, and ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I bring warm greetings from the Income Tax Department, particularly from the Office of the Principal Chief Commissioner of Income Tax, Northeastern Region. I would also like to express our sincere thanks to the organizers of the committee, Tech4Church, especially to Sister Lima Ben, for giving us this opportunity. We are truly delighted to be here, especially because this is a technology conference for churches with a very relevant tagline: embracing the digital shift. I believe this is indeed the need of the hour. I can proudly say that the Income Tax Department has already embraced technology in a significant way. With that, let me now proceed to the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, what if I tell you that everything you need to know and understand your income tax management is already with you, right in your pocket? Imagine this. The most powerful technology for managing income tax isn't complex software or a visit to the income tax office. It's something you already have with you right now. Right now, in your pocket or in your hand is a device that can file your income tax return, link your PAN and Aadhaar, track your refund, and even respond to notices all at a tap on the screen. Yes, I'm talking about your smartphone. Your smartphone can now be your personal tax assistant. That's the beauty of technology. Today, technology has made income tax compliance easier, faster, and more accessible than ever before. And it all started with a device that we use to scroll social media and shop online. Our topic for the presentation today is demystifying government compliances and legal framework for churches. Nothing to be demystified about that, because everything is facts and law. So it is a bit heavy terminology, but we'll try to make it very simple and easier for the layman to understand. We have divided the topic into two parts. I'll be speaking on the basic overview about information-driven compliance management of the income tax department using technology. And my friend and colleague Imli Mer and Jamir will talk about the legal framework vis-a-vis practical approach. Now, to start with the basic, let me take you to the government policy. When a government does something, it is always based on some vision or policy. The present-day income tax policy is based on two pillars: promotion of voluntary compliance through non-intrusive tax administration, and strengthening the mechanism for tax deterrence. Now let us go to the first pillar. Towards compliance and non-intrusive tax administration. Compliance means the taxpayer themselves know the legal obligations and fulfill their tax due personally. Non-intrusive tax mechanism means, administration means, income tax is basically an enforcement agency. If there is some information about financial transaction about any person here, we have the power to come to your house and search. We have the power to come to your business premises and do survey operation. We have the power to call you in our office and summon you and record your statement with regard to that particular transaction. But now, what we are doing right now is we are moving towards service-oriented department. By providing more service to the taxpayer, we are encouraging or promoting compliance of the citizens of the country. Many initiatives has been taken by the income tax department. Now you can see e-filing portal. I will explain to you later, but this is the gateway to the income tax office through digitally. AIS annual information statement. Any transaction about a particular person in a financial year regarding purchase of shares, cash deposit exceeding 10 lakhs, purchase of property will be reported to the income tax department, and now you can have an access in your computer or in your e-filing portal in the form of AIS. So it is easy for the taxpayer to know about the transaction and comply voluntarily. E-verification scheme. Electronic collection of information and electronic verification of information and electronic submission of information. All E. We have the information. Now, what we will do is that we'll match that information with your return of income if you have filed return. The information is thrown to the return of income. And if it is not matching with the return of income, then there'll be a mismatch. So this mismatch, what we are doing right now is that through e-verification scheme, we are asking the taxpayer, this is the information we have. We are giving you the opportunity. Please explain. Otherwise, file updated return. So we are, again, instead of enforcement, we are giving opportunity to the SEC, to the taxpayer, to comply to the tax obligation. New income tax bill, you might have heard about this. It was tabled in February 13th this month by the Honorable Finance Minister. Now, we want to simplify the Income Tax Act, but without affecting the policy matters. Like simplification of language, removal of all the old provisions which are not applicable, and it will be reduced in size. So we are making it more simpler for the taxpayer to understand, and in the way it will promote compliance. Now, secondly, if you look, strengthening the mechanism for effective tax deterrence. I will explain to you this later, but very simple. I have your information. I have the mechanism with me. If you don't apply or if you don't pay your due tax as per law, I'll come after you. That is the message. During the last few years, the Income Tax Department has undergone a paradigm shift. Now, if you look at the Income Tax Department, all the processes in the Income Tax Department are now based on information technology. So, various initiatives have been taken. Now, as I go on to my presentation, please remember 3 words. Number 1 is information, number 2 is technology, and number 3 is compliance. So, these are some of the initiatives. E-filing of return of income, no paper, 100% at the comfort of your home. Through your e-filing portal, you can file your income tax return. Faceless assessment, no physical interface. Office is your laptop or your mobile or your smartphone. You can. Assessment means, in simple terms, computing your total income as per due process of law by issuing statutory notices. So you don't have to go to the office. All are online. So that is called faceless. No, there is a shift from physical to faceless. That is new age technology. The Income Tax Department has also embraced. There is no physical assessment, all faceless assessment. E-verification, I've already told you, e-verification scheme. Faceless appeal, same thing. E-filing of statement of financial transaction by reporting entities. I will explain in the next slides. And e-office. So now we have also accept all the administrative procedures in our respective office to be e-office using technology. Don't get confused with this slide. This is just to show you that there are so many portals which we operate. We have our website, we have our social media account. This is the internal portal. That means this is for the Income Tax Department. This is for the external portals. This can be accessed by the citizens of the country or the taxpayer. So if you look here, this is the ITBA, Income Tax Business Application. This is our office for the assessing officer. Every office work is being carried out here. Traces AO portal. This is for computing the income tax. TDS, TCS matters are being handled by this portal. And this can be accessed by the taxpayer externally, not only by the department. Now, CPC 2.0 AO portal. CPC means Central Processing Center. It is 2.0 means it's a second generation. Now, it has increased because of technology. Now, inside portal, I will talk about this shortly. Traces portal, TTS, TCS, I'll come to you for that. This is just to show you that all things are happening electronically. Let me give you an example. Suppose your organization, ex-church, receive financial SMS, email, or some notices from the income tax department. The big question is why? The income tax department will not issue or send message simply. That means that your financial transaction is with the income tax department and it does not commensurate with your return of income. The reference point is your return of income. If you have not filed your return of income, and if I have a financial transaction exceeding the threshold limit, which I'll be explaining in the coming slide, definitely the income tax department will send a message to you. So, most important thing is that now let us talk about information. The first, then technology and compliance. Let us come to the information. Statement of financial transaction, I'll come in the next slide. DTS and DCS. Example, tax deducted at source. Your organization, your church, is building a church. Now what I will do, I will engage a contractor. And when I engage a contractor and make payment to that contractor, I will deduct DDS, tax deducted at source, before making payment to the contractor, and deposit the tax amount to the government account, and every quarterly I have to file DDS statement through the traces portal which I've shown it to you. So that is called DDS. So information is coming from DDS. Now let us see DCS. Simply, the church wants to buy a vehicle. Any vehicle above 10 lakhs, the seller, the dealer has to collect 1% from the purchaser. So if it is 10 lakhs, 10,000, 10 lakhs plus 10,000, the church has to give to the dealer, then only you can purchase the vehicle. This is called tax collection at source. So these informations are coming to the income tax department. And now income tax return, which is filed by the taxpayer, it is coming to us automatically through centralized processing center, which is at Bangalore. All the returns are filed electronically. And other authorities, foreign jurisdiction. Now the world is so linked. Now, financial terrorism. So to safeguard all these things, now what happened is that the member countries, through an agreement, bilateral agreement or multilateral agreement, they share the information. So from foreign jurisdiction, we get information, or any enforcement agency like police, enforcement directorate, or serious fraud investigation officers, or CPI, we get information. And this information, what we are doing is that we use that information and process it. That is the next part, the technology part. Now the information part, statement of financial transaction. This is very important, so kindly follow me. Form 61A, that is the form SFT. Now, reporting entity means a bank or any organization who are liable to file information if it exceeds a particular threshold, or if the transaction has to be reported to the income tax department as per law. They are called reporting entity, like bank, any financial institution, or it may be a company. Now, threshold amount in aggregation of means in a financial year. For example, if you are purchasing a bank draft or pay order in cash, and the total amount exceeds 10 lakhs, then the concerned bank has to report to the income tax department in the form of SFT. And he has to file a Form 61A. It's very simple. It's a form, number is 61A. They will file that particular transaction with a name, with a PAN. That person has purchased this, and this is called Statement of Financial Transaction. So the department is collecting the information. Any high-value transaction, now you see 10 lakhs is a threshold in all the cases, and most of them are cash. Purchase of prepaid instrument, cash deposit or cash withdrawal in the current account, cash deposit in an account other than the current account, means your savings bank account or your loan account. So these are the threshold, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs. In your current account, if you deposit cash or more, or if you withdraw more than 50 lakhs, then the bank has to report to the income tax department. And this will be available in the form of AIS in your e-filing portal. Time deposit, fixed deposit, threshold limit is 10 lakhs. Payment of credit card. If you pay to the credit card company in cash 1 lakh and above, the company has to report to us. Or in a year, if you pay, irrespective of any mode of transaction, 10 lakhs and above, then the company has to report to the income tax department. Bond and debenture, these are debt fund. The company, if you purchase 10 lakhs and above, irrespective of cash or in check or online, the company who is issuing the bond or debenture has to report to the income tax department. Purchase of shares, same thing, 10 lakhs and above. So most of the threshold amount are 10 lakhs and above. Buyback of share, the company who is issuing the share buy his own share back from the existing shareholder. So these are the reporting entity. The company listed in recognized stock exchange. Purchase of mutual fund, the mutual fund house has to report to the income tax department if you purchase mutual fund exceeding 10 lakhs in a year. Purchase of foreign currency, same thing, 10 lakhs and above. From the forex dealer, they have to report to the income tax department. Purchase of sale of immovable property. For example, here too we don't register our land, only in some towns. But in other area, in Assam or in any other states, except in scheduled area, SRO, sub-register officers, has to register the property. For example, from here, you want to open a church and purchase a property in Delhi. And if the purchase value of the property exceeds 30 lakhs, then the SRO of Delhi will report to the income tax department that this person has purchased property worth 30 lakhs. So, purchase of property 30 lakhs. Cash payment for goods and services. Now, if you go to hospital now, and if I pay 2 lakhs or more by cash, the hospital will not take. Or you go to a car dealer nowadays, they will not take more than 2 lakhs. Why? Because there is a section in income tax called 269 ST. In the hand of the car dealer or the hospital, that 2 lakhs and more amount will be the penalty if the department finds out. That's why they will not accept any cash transaction more than 2 lakhs. It will be always below 2 lakhs. So if any cash payment for goods and services, then the company or the hospital has to report to the income tax department regarding the cash transaction. Now, very recently again, this thing has come. Here, the most important thing is the interest amount. Any interest now, irrespective of 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 3 rupee, in your savings account or any account, it has to be reported to the income tax department. That means all the informations are coming to the income tax department. Information is the key. Now, what we are doing right now, I don't want to explain these things. You just go through dividend means the income from the shares. If the company pay, then that irrespective of any amount, it will be reported to the income tax department. Transaction of purchase and sale of securities means shares only. Same thing. Transaction of purchase and sale of mutual fund. Purchase and sale. purchase and sale of shares, mutual fund, it has to be reported to the income tax department by the recognized stock exchange or any clearing agency. So this is the information part. Now I have explained about the information. The information is coming to the department but in various ways. SFT, Statement of Financial Transaction, TTS, TCS, ITR statement, other authorities. Now the information part is over. Now let us come to the technology. Once the information is with the department, what we are doing right now is we are using technology only. For that, the department in 2016 started the Insight project. Here, what we have done is we developed a platform which is called Integrated Data Warehousing and Business Intelligence Platform. Data warehousing means that all the information which I have talked about is coming to the Insight platform. And now, what we are doing right now is that we are processing the information, analyzing the information, data analytics. That is done with a terminology called RMS, Risk Management Strategy, which is nothing but algorithm-based standardized examination of information using technological tools like artificial intelligence, machine learning, or any tools which is available. So, technology is the driving force. The key shift maker, which we are talking about today, is the technology. All these processes are being done with the help of technology. So, what is information technology? Information technology refers to the use of computer, software, networks, and other electronic devices to collect information, store information, process information, retrieve information, transmit information. That is called information technology. We are at the age of information technology, and which the Income Tax Department is doing that. Now, what is happening is that we use that information technology for promotion of compliance. If you go to the first slide, it is available in the form of e-filing portal. And now, readily, all your financial transactions captured by the Income Tax Department are in the form of AIS, DIS. And what you have to do is to comply. E-filing portal. You come to my office in Guwahati, physically you come. That is Income Tax Office, Aikar Phawang. You can go to Income Tax Office now by sitting 24/7 any place in the world, anytime, through e-filing portal. The gateway to the Income Tax Office. It will lead you to the respective web pages of the Income Tax Department. Now, what is e-filing portal? Very simple. I don't need to explain. It is like opening any social media account. There is step-to-step procedure. Only you need to require PAN card, Aadhaar card. Basically, and registered mobile number and registered your phone number. These are the 4 ingredients which is required to register the e-filing portal. Now, once you go to the e-filing portal, you can do anything you want regarding the income tax matter. You can check your AIS, you can check your refund status, you can check your demand, if any, you can check your notices issued by the Income Tax Department, if any. Let me give you an example. You log into the e-filing portal and you just go to the AIS information. It is all user-friendly, easy, user-friendly. If you don't have e-filing portal, as a church organization, now we'll be talking about the legal framework. So there we will know what exactly we have to do, but you go there, you check the information display in AIS. If the information is correct, yes. If the information is wrong, then you can give a feedback. All user-friendly. These are the options menu available in the AIS. You can say that information is correct. Information is not taxable. Information is not correct, fully correct. Information relates to others. Information is duplicate. Information is denied. These are the menu which you can click, and information is not taxable. For example, your organizations, you have a 12AB registration, then you can, if information comes to you, you can just say that information is not taxable. Now, if you raise an objection and say that, yes, this is not my information to the income tax department in the feedback, the department will write to the source. Source means the person who is giving us the information. Go back to the SFD who is giving us the information, to the bank or to the company. And we will confirm electronically, will communicate it, and then authenticate the information. And if the contention of the ex-church is correct, nothing has to be done. The department will automatically update the information in the system. If mistake is found, the information will be corrected. But if the department has the information and you keep silent, or the information is correct, or you have not filed your income tax return, or you have not paid the due tax, or you reply and say that this information is correct. After verification from the source, the department will take necessary action. If it is found that the information in possession by the department is found to be correct, then we'll go for necessary proceedings as per Income Tax Act. Like e-verification scheme, which I've explained to you, Income Tax Department will issue notice under 133(6), giving opportunity to explain your case, or it may go to 148A. 148A is also an opportunity. Before, we don't give opportunity. Now we are giving more opportunity based on the nature of information. So now, I have talked about all this. This is a brief summary. Information is displayed. Information is coming displayed. With the help of technology, what we are doing is that it is displayed in the form of AIS, and this information in the AIS can be used for pre-filling of IDR, your income tax return, and like which I've already explained, this can be used for that information in possession of the department can be used for e-camping, like which I've just given you the example, and verification, e-verification 148A, and assessment and appeal. This is the whole scheme of information-based compliance management adopted by the Income Tax Department. So everything is now technology-based. We are trying to promote compliance. We are trying to promote free and fair judicious administrations. We are trying to improve compliance so that the citizens of the country will come together and feel proud that, yes, as a nation, we should pay our due tax. That is tax-compliant nation. So, at the end of the day, it is said that taxes are the price we paid for civilization. So, to finally conclude, let me share a very short story. I believe many of you may have heard. A group of executives from a reputed company sat together for a press conference. The chief executive officer ended his speech by saying, "We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost." Upon this conclusion, he and the entire management team wept publicly. Any idea about the name of the company? It was none other than Nokia, the famous phone manufacturer. The press conference was held to announce the takeover of Nokia by Microsoft. Nokia has been a very strong company. They didn't do anything wrong in their business. However, the world changed too fast. They miss out on learning. Their opponent became too powerful. They miss out on changing. And ultimately, they even struggle for their survival. The message of the story is very simple. if we don't change, we will be eliminated. We have to reinvent ourselves to stay relevant. We have to be future ready. So ladies and gentlemen, the big question before us today here is, are we future ready in the era of digital shift? So thank you very much for passion hearing, and now I request my colleague and friend to kindly take on the next proceedings.
Very good morning to all of you. I think it's been a long session still. I'll try to make it as brief as possible due to paucity of time. So kindly, please bear with me. As the previous speakers have also spoken about, we are going towards a digital shift. The churches also has to go towards the digital shift. Our department also is moving, and we have embraced the technology, and we are trying to work with that digital thing. So, but when you move towards the digital shift, if you don't have your basis, your foundation correct, then you'll not be able to succeed. So that's what I'll try to cover on how churches, how they have to comply with government mechanism, because there are so many mechanisms. Different departments are looking after different agencies and department things. So, but I will speak from an income tax point of view because it is very important. Because income tax? Nobody wants to pay income tax, right? Why? Because we think that we are tribals. We are tribals from Nagaland. We don't have, why should we pay tax? Why? That's what it comes to. Most of the churches will be thinking, the leaders and all the church members will say, why do we have to pay tax? Why are we getting notice from the income tax department? We are tribals, we are exempt. But it's not like that. The world is not moving like that. The act doesn't say like that. So I'll try to clarify some doubts and the process which goes with it. So it's an overview of a legal framework. I will not come much. I'll just give a brief. See, religion is a very important part of everybody, all of us. So the Constitution of India has recognized it and has given the right to freedom of religion under Article 25 to 28. Therefore, India as a secular nation, all of us has a right to practice the right and freedom to choose and practice our own religion. What are the articles? Article 25 talks about freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. However, it is subject to public order, morality, health, and other provisions. Article 26, which talks about freedom to manage religious affairs, again subject to public order, morality, and health. Freedom as to payment of taxes for promotion of any particular religion. And Article 28 talks about freedom as to attendance at religious instruction or religious worship at certain educational institutions. So these are, I think all of you are very clear, aware of that. I will not go very deep into it. See, broadly speaking, churches are part of what we call non-profit organizations. So you can be of three types. A church can be of three types. A charitable or a religious trust, a society. A church can be registered as a society or can be registered under Section 8, not-for-profit company. Now, who are the agencies which are looking after all the church affairs and all? In certain states, we have they have what we call charity commissioners. Now, every religious, charitable and religious trust has to register with charity commissioners if you want to carry out religious and charitable activities. We have state authorities, which are state registrars and all, where societies have to register. Then registrar of companies administer the Section 8 not-for-profit companies. Ministry of Home Affairs administers FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. So Ministry of Home Affairs regulates foreign contributions which are coming to the NGOs from abroad, which are for social, religious or other activities, charitable. Then we have this Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog has a turban portal where every NGO has, every non-profit organization has to register. So this agency, Niti Aayog, administers the government grants. So if any NGO or church or somebody wants to have some government grants, then you have to be registered under Niti Aayog Tarpan portal, and the Tarpan portal will disperse the grants. Then we have the income tax department. So I'll be speaking on the income tax department. And I'll try to cover certain part of it. So the question that I raised earlier, should churches and other religious organizations have to pay tax? Why? Why do we have to pay tax? That is a question which many of the churches, the leaders and all we have. See, churches and other religious organizations, which we call the non-profit organizations, play a very vital role in economic development and social welfare. They are very vital for the country. Why? because the resources of the government are not sufficient to meet the requirements. So the church, the non-profit organizations, you have a vast outreach, you have a vast local knowledge, which can be fruitfully utilized for the benefit of the society. So that is why, recognizing these things, the government all over the world has given various benefits to charitable organizations. In India also, charitable organizations like religious trusts, charitable trusts, or societies, or the non-profit companies, you are exempt from tax, but subject to certain riders. You're not completely exempt from tax. You have to, then I'll come to that. See, charitable and religious trusts and institutions, you are required to apply for registration with the income tax department. So if you don't have a registration with the income tax department, you don't have income tax exemption. Simple as that. So if a trust or institution wants to provide the benefit of ATG donation deductions, then it also needs to provide another application for ATG. So you have to be registered with the income tax under 12AB, which is the new section. Earlier it was 12A and AA. Now it is 12AB and ATG. So if you don't have this registration, you have to pay income tax. Because as per the income tax section 1026, which gives exemption to tribals from Nagaland, your income is exempt only for individuals, not for companies, not for firms, not for partnerships, not for association, what we call association of persons, body of individuals. No, if you are a group, you are not exempt from tax unless you are properly registered. That is what is the primary conditions. One of the most primary is approval or registration under the Income Tax Act. Once you have registered, it's not an end. You have to maintain books of accounts and get your books of accounts audited. So that is another one. I'll come to that in the other slides, so I'll give in detail. Once you have registered, once you have the books of accounts you are maintaining, then you have to file income tax return. So if you don't file the income tax return, again, your exemption will go away. Even if you fulfill these two conditions, the first two, if you don't file income tax return, no exemption. And then you have to comply with the provisions of section 11 and 13 of the Income Tax Act, which talks about how funds are applied, how application of funds. So I will not go deep into that at the moment. But first, you have to have PAN card. I don't know how many representation from churches are here. How many of you have a PAN card? I don't think many may not have a PAN card. So first of all, you need to have a PAN card. PAN card is used for opening a bank account in the church's name. So if you have a PAN card, you can open a bank account in the church's name. It's for tax purpose, and it helps the department in tracking the financial dealings of the church or the non-profit organization. Like my colleague has said, all those technology-driven, PAN card is the one that links all the transactions. But the bank account is linked by PAN and Aadhaar. All the transactions will be linked with PAN and Aadhaar. So that is how the department keeps track of your transactions. So how do I apply for PAN card? It's very simple. You have to apply online. You just need two documents: certificate of registration of church. If you are a society, then a society registration certificate. If you are a trust, then you need a trust deed. And if you're not registered under the society registration or a trust, then a simple memorandum of association with bylaws. That can be used for PAN application. And address proof. Address proof means a copy of registration certificate that shows the official address of the church, or a electricity bill, water, telephone bill in the name of the church. So that is the two documents which are primarily required for application of a PAN card. So with the advent of technology, like my colleague had said, the department has, keeping in mind the practical difficulties in obtaining and registration, the Finance Act 2020 amended several provisions relating to the registration of charitable societies or trusts. Earlier, a trust which had a registration under the income tax department, the registration was valid for perpetuity. It means once you register, lifetime. You don't have to renew it again. So this led to a lot of misuse also. So now registration is only for 5 years. No perpetuity. So 12A and ATG, if you are registered under 12A and ATG, it is only for 5 years. Remember that every 5 years you have to apply for renewal. So there are two categories, broadly I will say, about registration. One is a new trust. So you have just recently formed a trust or a society and you want to register, but you have not commenced your activity. So that's one. And you have commenced your activity, but you have not registered with the department. So that comes under the first category. And the second category is all society or trust which are already registered under the all provisions, like 12A, 12AA, as on 30/3/2021. So in the Finance Act 2020 method rules. So these are things, I'll come one by one. See, if you have just set up as a new trust or society, and you want to register with the department, income tax department, and you have not even set up your activities. Then you have to apply in Form 10A. At any time during the year, your provisional application will be approved by the CID exemption within 1 month of the end of the month in which the application is made. So your provisional application will come within 1 month, and it is for a period of 3 years. But however, if you commence your business any time during the 3 years, then you have to apply for fresh renewal, fresh approval 6 months, within 6 months. And the department will give the registration in Form 10AC. This is done electronically, online. No inquiry, no documents will be asked at this moment, no verification, and it will be processed on a faceless mode by the CPC. So it is done all online through the computers, and there is no human involvement in that. So these are all electronically computer driven. So if you have just set up a trust, you have obtained provisional registration from the department, but then you, after 1 or 2 months or after 1 year, maybe you set up activities, you start activities, then you have to apply again within 6 months of commencement of activities. So, and then the CID exemption will give the approval within 6 months from the end of the quarter in which the application is made, and that renewal will be for a period of 5 years. So you will get a fresh renewal for 5 years. But again, if you are if you have got a provisional registration, but you have not started any activities, you are still having the provisional registration, but it's going to expire very soon. Then you have to apply again before the expiry of 6 months from the end of that period. And then the CID exemption will give the registration within 6 months from the end of the quarter in which the application is made. And again, it's for a period of 5 years. So that is how the process will be. See, when you have activities commence, many of the societies or churches, they are carrying on activities, but they have not registered with the department. So then you have to apply exemption. So you have to apply in Form 10AB only, any time during the year. 6 months from the end of the quarter in which the application made, you will get the order, approval, and it is for a period of 5 years. So these are little technical aspects. See, again, same thing, when you have a registration, once you get a registration and you're provisional, again, you have got a first registration. If it is expiring, within 6 months, you have to apply for renewal. So this renewal is every 5 years. So you should not think that it is in perpetuity. So if you don't renew it, your exemption will go away. So there will be no tax exemption if you don't renew. So in case there's a delay in applying, in case you have already started your business and you have not already applied for registration, there's a delay, you have to give a condonation application with a CID exemption for condonation of delay. And while granting registration approval, the Commissioner of Income Tax Exemption may call for documents to verify whether you are a genuine and whether you are carrying out charitable or religious activities. So this is very important. So the department also will verify whether you are genuine and you are carrying out these activities or not, because the exemption is only for charitable and religious thing, not for any other activities. I already told in the beginning of the slide also that you have to maintain books of accounts. So the churches, societies, anybody has to maintain books of accounts, and it is prescribed under Rule 17A of Income Tax Rules. It has to be maintained at your office, registered office. If you don't maintain it at registered office, then you have to pass a resolution by the management, and then you have to inform the income tax officer, jurisdictional officer, that we are maintaining our books at another location. So that is a requirement by law. Audit report. See, if any income of a trust, a church, anybody, if it exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to income tax, it is required to get its accounts audited. So, and then you have to furnish the audit report. Audit report in Form 10B if your total income exceeds 5 crores, or if you have received any foreign contribution during the year, or if such trust has applied any of his income outside India. Then if 3 of these conditions you have fulfilled any one of them, you have to apply, you have to get your accounts audited and submit that Form 10B. If in any other case, you have to submit Form 10BBs. This has to be submitted within a time limit which is given under the Act. If you don't submit this audit report, exemption also will be denied as per the provisions. So how do you get your income? It is in that normally churches will get voluntary contribution, grants, and income from property. A religious society or trust will have certain properties under their control, and they may give it on rent also. So that's how you get income. Accumulation, you can accumulate up to 15%, and you have to apply 85%. So whatever income you are earning during the year, you have to apply 85% during the year. So that is the rule that for exemption. If you don't apply 85%, your exemption will go away. There are certain exceptions to it. A little bit in details. The department allows you to accumulate for 5 years if you are not able to apply 85%. But within 5 years, again, you have to apply that time. So those details are there. See, where should we apply the income received during the year towards the object of the trust? So main thing is that you have to apply. If you are for charitable purpose, you have to apply for charitable purpose. If you are for religious purpose, you have to apply for religious purpose. Whatever purpose you said, you have to apply only for that. And then it can be in the nature of revenue or capital. It can be, you can make a building for your own church, you can make a building for your church members. So those capital you can do, or revenue thing. 85% has to be applied in India during the year. And non-compliance to section 40A or IA. This is the bracket. TDS. These are TDS provisions. So like my friend was saying that if you build a church, if you give a contract to a contractor, if you don't deduct TDS on his payments, then you will not get exemption. That amount will not be allowed as exemption. So you have to deduct TDS on your payments, salary payments to if you or some other payment, rental payments. If you take a building on rent, and if it exceeds a certain threshold, if you don't deduct TDS while paying rent, again, it will be treated as non-compliance and you will not get the exemption. And then, non-compliance to section 40A3 or 3A. This talks about what you call, nothing should be paid above 10,000 rupees in cash to a particular person at a particular time. So you are prohibited from doing transaction above 10,000 in cash at one transaction. These are all one transaction, but you cannot do more than above 10,000. If you violate that, you will not get exemption from thing. And then, suppose you apply 100% during the year, you cannot get that 15% excess application, you cannot carry it forward. You cannot get credit for that, you will not be able to do it. These are actual cases. Charitable institutions are also allowed to donate to other charitable institutions. But if you donate 100 rupees, only 85 rupees will be allowed as exemption. This is with effect from assessment year 24-25. So that is how the application of thing is there. There's something called exit tax. Now this is very important for churches, for societies and trusts. The Income Tax Act with effect from 1/4/2023, introduced by the Finance Act, spelling mistake, has a far-reaching consequences for charitable and religious trusts or institutions which may not be widely known. You may not be aware of this exit tax, but this is very important. See, if a trust or an institution fails to make an application for registration or re-registration within timelines, it shall pay taxes on its accredited income as per the provisions of section 115 TD. Therefore, the following trust or institution, which were registered or approved before 1/4/2021, or which got provisional registration or approval and commenced activities by 31/3/2023, but have not applied for registration in the Form 10AB by 39, will be subject to the provisions of section 115 DD and the fair market value of their assets, as on 39/23, shall be taxable as the provisions of section 115 DD. So, if you had taken registration earlier and you have not taken any renewal, you are not aware about the fact that every 5 years you have to renew, and you were thinking that I have already got my registration in perpetuity, and you were sitting idle. Suddenly, you will get a notice from the department saying that you have transactions, and then they will ask you to pay tax. But you will say, I have already got a registration. No, you don't have a registration because you have not renewed your registration. Then you have to pay an exit tax, and then you will not be treated as an exempt thing. So all your income will be treated as taxable. So this is a little technical. I'm sure, I don't know how many of you are getting what I'm saying, but it's a little technical. I'm sorry, but I cannot help it also. So this is important. This is important. This is practical issues, which many of you will be facing. Many people will be facing. First issue is, why am I receiving notices from the income tax department? Why is our church receiving notices from the department? Why? Because you have large cash deposits in your bank accounts. Because our churches, our collections are mostly in cash, and the cash goes to the bank, and the bank captures the transaction, and it goes to the income tax department. So income tax department will obviously send you notice because you are having large cash deposit. You don't have a PAN. Many churches don't have PAN card. You are not filing income tax return. Even if you have PAN, you don't file income tax return. Notices. Not having exemption because you're not registered. You don't have exemption. That's why department says pay tax. Department is issuing you notice. So what can happen if I get notice like that? Department can complete assessment, what we call scrutiny assessment, and a tax demand may be raised against you. Even if you are not liable to pay tax if you are registered properly, since the fact that you have not registered, you have to pay income tax now. Then you have to pay income tax. So what can I do? You have to apply for PAN, apply for exemption, file return of income, get your books audited, and do not ignore the notice of the department. If you get a notice, file a reply. That is the most important thing. Many issues are compounded because you are not replying to the notice. So this is very important. You have to reply to the notice. Second issue, our church members are receiving notices from the department. Why? Because the church doesn't have a bank account, doesn't have a PAN card, so they cannot deposit money in the bank. So they deposit in the money of the treasurer or the members. That is why the members are getting notices. So that has to be stopped. Why? What can be implication? The department can assume that it is the income, unaccounted money of the member, not the church. See, then the church member will land in a bigger problem. Because sometimes the church members are government servants. Now, government servants, you have only salary income. You cannot have business income or other income. Now, when you have such crores of rupees or lakhs of rupees deposit in your bank account, the government can take action against you for having unaccounted income. It can be treated as corruption, this and that. So that is very dangerous. And the member also can be prosecuted under the Benami Act. So Benami Act is very dangerous for all of us. Benami Act doesn't distinguish between tribals, STs or nothing. Nobody's exempt. Under the Benami Act, you can go to jail. So you can be imprisoned. So that is why it is very important that you do not deposit anything, any amount of any church, any society in your bank account, or you buy any property of church in your name or any vehicles of church or something in your name also. It is very important. Otherwise, you can be prosecuted under the Benami Act also. So what can be done? The members, if you get any notice, give proper reply to the church. You can explain the truth, give proper reply to the department, stop further deposit of any cash into your account, and church has to open its own bank account. That is the only solution. Some cases we have come across where accounts of the church have been attached by the department. Why? Because you were not complied to all the notices issued by the department, scrutiny assessment was completed, and a demand was raised against you. You may not be aware of it also, but the demand was raised and you are not paying the demand. Therefore, the department has seized your account and the department will take all the balance in the church, and until the demand is met, the department will not release the account. So the church also will not be able to use those bank accounts until all the demands are paid. So if such cases you have come across, or if such cases have happened to you, you have to file an appeal before the appellate authorities and then try to get relief from the department, from the appellate authorities. Then you have to apply for exemption, get a PAN card, apply for exemption, get your accountant, and file return regularly to prevent all this from happening. So these are three issues which I thought we face regularly. A lot of queries come to us from members, friends, and all. So this is the thing. We have something called Financial Action Task Force. This is an independent intergovernmental body with a mandate to protect the global financial system against money laundering and terrorist financing. So this is also, our department is part of this. It tries to address the risks to non-profit organizations, NBOs, as they are vulnerable for a variety of reasons. NBOs enjoy public trust, have access to considerable sources of funds, and are often cash incentive. Some NBOs also have global presence, national and international operations, and financial transactions. Therefore, sometimes terrorist organizations may attach with some NBOs and misuse funds and operations for terrorist activities. So this is very important. So you have to obtain and check the details of people working with you, note who are donors, avoid cash transaction, and ensure that the funds are utilized only for the intended objectives and maintain books of accounts. So this is very vital for everyone. I'm just coming to the slide. One or two important which you may not be aware of it. This is very important. Recently, the Prevention of Money Laundering Maintenance of Records Amendment rules have been amended by the notification dated 7/3/23, which says that every banking company, that means banks or financial institution or intermediary, as the case may be, shall register the details of a client in case of a client being a non-profit organization on the Tarban portal. I was talking about Tarban portal. So the banks and financial institutions, they are mandatory, they have to register the details of their customers on the Tarban portal of Niti Aayog and maintain such records for a period of 5 years. So all your bank account details will be registered on the Tarban portal and will be monitored by Ting. So what are the non-profit organization which is mentioned in the amendment? Means any entity or organization constituted for religious or charitable purpose referred to in clause 15 of section 2 of the Income Tax Act, that is registered as a trust or society under the Societies Registration Act or any similar state legislation, or a company registered under the section 8 of the Companies Act. So this amendment has a huge impact, as now all your information relating to the bank accounts of the churches, societies are available on the Tarpan portal and is freely accessible. So now data is available freely and the department can access it. Anybody can access your data. That's how the department is tracking all the transactions also. So coming to the end, why should we comply to the Income Tax Act? Why? You should comply because you will get exemption. First of all, you will get exemption from the paying income tax. Secondly, people can donate to you and they'll get benefit of donation also. So that is how you will dig, and it will increase your credibility and trust in the eyes of donors and general public. So that is the benefit of complying to the income tax provision. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now have a Q&A session. We'll be taking 2 questions, so kindly keep your questions brief. If you have any questions, kindly raise your hand. Our volunteers will hand you the microphone.
Thank you so much for the knowledge that has been given by our speakers. I just want to take a suggestion from both of you regarding the Income Tax Act. See, most of the churches in our area, they are not having this one proper registration, and then they are not filing income tax also. Like people in our area, they thought that since we are in Nagaland, we don't need to pay tax. So that is the assumption that they have, most of the people. So now, as per the law, most of the church, they don't have a proper bank account, and then they are not, as per the income tax law, they are using huge cash transaction. Every transaction has been made in cash. So in that case, like, since they are not registered, they cannot go for 12A registration also. So in that case, what will be the impact in the future? What will be the impact for the churches? And then I just want to get a suggestion from both of you.
See, it's the same thing I said. If you don't have registration, all the transactions which you have done until the period you are registered are not exempt. So the department will issue you, if you get any notice. If you don't get notice, well and good for you. But if you get notice, then you have to explain to the department that this is my income, this is my expenditure, and prove that. Otherwise, department will tax the whole income. So if you don't want the income to be taxed, you have to submit a response to the department and say that I received this income, I spent this income, these are the expenditures I have, these are the receipts, and prove that I had no profit or I spent everything. Then there may not be any tax. But if you are not able to prove that, then the whole income may be taxed. That's the first part. But the most important part is the churches have to get a PAN first. Get a PAN, then apply for registration under 12AB or ATG. If you want both, apply for both. Then get your books of accounts maintained and audited also. And then file the return regularly every year. Otherwise, there is no exemption. So you have to keep devote certain time for the tax purpose also. This is very important because if you are registered, if you are doing very good charitable work, if you are doing very noble work, but you might be having a lot of income, a lot of people, you will get crores of rupees as donations or as income and all. But if the department attaches all and take all the tax, then you will have no money left for your activities, right? You will be forever paying the income tax demand. And income tax assessment doesn't come only with demand, it comes with penalties also. Penalties are very huge, 300% of the tax demand. So these are all things which you have to avoid. So the only solution for you is to apply for PAN, register first with the society, under the society or the trust act in the state, apply for PAN, get a PAN, apply for exemption. That's the only way out. So that without that, nothing can be done. So if you don't have all those things, if you are getting demand notices, then there is very little we can do also, because you are not able, you don't have exemption. That is the thing.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot to add one more question. Like these days, for those people who are working in different sector, we are supposed to pay professional tax. So regarding that, is the pastor and all also compliance to that? I just want to ask this one.
Professional tax relates to state subject. It is not an income tax. Basically, now for churches, if I may mention, why all these things are happening right now? It started in 2016. What happened in 2016? Can you go back? In October 8 or 9 or 6? Demonetization, right? Now, 2016, if you just remember, from that time onwards, the department has gone earnestly, not only the department, all over the world. Now they want to shift from the cash economy to the digital economy. If you have the cash economy, what is happening is that there are so many issues. Number one is the terror funding. Second is money laundering. These are big issues globally. Now, we have to, establish our nation stand in the international level also. There is a concept called FIU, if you may have known, Financial Intelligence Unit. If you are a member of FIU, you have to share all the transactions with the member countries, like a UNO. India, Pakistan, or whoever is a member of that country, they have to share. If my citizen is having transaction in the country, they have to share with my country. Like that, it's all give and take. So, that's why, right now, technology, leverage of the income tax department, which I've already explained, processing that information, that data, nowadays that data is the new oil, and information is the new power. That is a slogan which is being, in this new age, information technology. That's why you now, as a person from Nagaland, we understand, 1026, Section 1026, we are exempted, but so many of our persons are under income tax radar, because our transactions are captured, and it happened very recently in post-2016, if you can just think. So now what we need to do is that we have to up our game. Upping our game means now you see we have to adopt with the changes, what is happening. We have to embrace the digital shift. That is the subject of discussion today. So we have to appoint one good accountant for the churches, number one, pay them properly, make them understand the legal requirements, try to fulfill the legal obligations, not only income tax law, but other laws, which my batchmate has already said, and understand it and embrace the changes of the time and move ahead. That is the best advice I can give you. And it is not that difficult. Thank you.
So basically today, actually, my topic is on effective media ministry, but I'm going to share this in two parts. The first is media in ministry. The second is producing live video streaming best practices. So the first one is a kind of a challenge and a call to media ministry for pastors and church teams and so forth. The second one is more technical. So I'll be going a little bit into production as well as live streaming. So please allow me this time. Something about my background. Initially, I was not able to finish my BTech. I was doing engineering in petroleum engineering. So I was not able to finish the course. I lost some years. And so I had to change my course. And then as I was thinking to take up physics in Chennai, suddenly I met one friend who's told me in the same place doing admissions that thousands of people are doing physics, and well, this is this course in communications, why don't you take it up? So right on the spot, I took up communications and visual communications and TV production. So after that, after a few years, I graduated and came back, and I was working in radio, TV, the usual thing for us mass communication graduates that time. And during that time, the Lord was kind of always calling me. I mean, I used to feel the call of the Lord. I made a specific thing that I will be serving the Lord in media ministry. So it may be in various forms, but I made the commitment to serve in media ministry. And after that, ways and means opened up for me to be able to go for training here and there, as well as if I had a training in Bangalore where I met some of the Canadians, and I avail of Christian TV training in Canada. Brother Ashwin, he also happened to be a graduate of that same TV station in Canada where we had our training. It was an awesome training. And so after that, we didn't know we were different batches. After that training, I came back and we started a media ministry called Highland Dawn Media with youth leaders of Kohima. Meanwhile, in the year that was 2000 where I met Ashwin. So our the TV station in Canada, there was a worldwide expo where there was a big expo where all the countries were coming and showcasing their products, their country, and everything. So in that expo, we were supposed to do live coverage of it every day, 24/7, as well as they call us former graduates of the station, and many of us came together, and that's where I met Ashwin. But more of that later. And so after that, we came back, and I did my started this media work here in Nagaland, Highland Dawn Media. And again, after 2 years, very unexpectedly, I got a call from the Christian Broadcasting Network of Hyderabad. They are worldwide ministry, CBN, and so they had their India office in Hyderabad, and I was called. I thought I would be a producer over there. They called me, and suddenly I went there, and they said, no, you are to become the head of the production department. So I was totally shocked. I thought I will be a media producer. Instead, I was made the head of other editors, cameramen, and other such kind of technical people. And so over there, again, there's a part to the story which I would like to relate to Ashwin's. But over there, we had 4 languages, Tamil, Telugu, English, and Hindi. So these are languages which Ashwin is totally familiar working right now. I worked there for some years, and I came back to Nagaland and continued our work here. And so during that time, Brother Ashwin and a North Indian, his name is Sanjeev, right? Sanjeev. They initiated the Indian Christian Media Association, and every year they have been having conferences throughout different cities in India. So there I was privileged to attend through the invitation of Ashwin, and there we had training every year where we met. It was a gathering of people like this from all parts of India. So that was such a blessing. I learned a lot and connected with people. We also started our work. We started concentrating more on online as well as online media ministry work. And we also had our various websites up and running. And now we continue to also work together with Good News Television of Chennai. Specifically, we are having weekly television broadcast in their satellite channel, which is seen all over India on Airtel channel, GeoTV, and other cities, on all the cities. So with that, we are also upping our online media coverage, outreach, specifically Christian TV, Christian media outreaches online through YouTube and our own channel. We, the people of Northeast India and Nagas, we are coming up and developing in technology and business in different fields. And we have all even started to export our products outside. We are coming up in all fields. But however, I would like to quote Pastor Shan of Faith Harvest Church. According to him, he said, quote, in Nagaland, the gospel is our best export. We carry the gospel. It is our destiny. Our people need to export the gospel both physically and through media with a heart to reach the nations, unquote. So this is something which really speaks to me. And I would like to quote the Bible from Isaiah 40, chapter 40, verses 9. You who bring good news to Zion, go up on a high mountain. You who bring good news to Jerusalem, lift up your voice with a shout. Say to the towns of Judah, here is your God. Lift up your voice with a shout. Now, Pat Robertson, he was the founder and longtime TV host in the USA of the Christian Broadcasting Network, and he used to term, shout it from the rooftops. We are to share the gospel with boldness, with strategy, and shout it from the rooftops, from the mountaintops. We are to use it carefully and cleverly. For example, Jesus himself said in Matthew chapter 10, verses 16, behold, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. We are to be cunning as a serpent and harmless as a dove. So with careful strategy to be able to deliver the good news. I'm speaking generally about Christian media now before we go into technical details. See, it's expansion. We really need expansion. We are called to expand. And even through visiting ICM, Indian Christian Media Association, Ashwin himself said expansion is one thing, going beyond our boundaries, beyond your town, beyond our state, to new regions, even to new countries. So here I would like to again say about tell you about a story about Ashwin and myself. We are graduates of the Canadian ministry, and so when we were called to Germany, initially, when I went there, I was made the audio guy, okay, looking after audio with a sound system and stuff like that. And also next, we had to carry the tripod. Next, we had to be the camera person. And finally, very unexpectedly, they made us the producers. So we were the producer. I was also made producer in charge of one team, and again in charge of, there was the Day of Germany, where they showcased the country of Germany, host country of Germany to the whole world. So there, for the Canadian ministry, I was made to cover that and be in charge of 3 teams. Okay, so that Ashwin had left by that time. He was the producer also. He was made the producer. So, unexpected promotion comes at very unexpected times. That's what happened to us also. So that was the channel of hope in the Expo 2000 in Germany. Along with expansion, collaboration is needed. We have to collaborate with one another. This is the age of collaboration. We cannot do by ourselves alone. We need to expand and to be able to collaborate. So, for example, we have been collaborating with Good News TV of Chennai. We have expanded our outreach. We have been able to telecast our Nagaland programs, Christian programs, Northeast, all over India. So it used to come every week, Saturday, 5 to 6 p.m. for 1 hour. And we are so thankful to Ashwin for giving us the time, for giving us the precious time, in fact. Thank you. And so also you guys, your church or your ministry or yourself, you could collaborate with other influencers or other churches to expand your network. Canadian preacher Oswald J. Smith said in 1920s that the light that shines the farthest will shine the brightest at home. If you shine your light far away, then your light will shine bright at home. So can we also shine our light? Can we let our light shine using the media and export the gospel from our local churches, from our towns, further away to reach beyond our state, Northeast India and beyond? Our vision in Highland Dawn Media is also to empower our churches in media training, media strategies, and media production. So that's what we are doing. I believe even today and tomorrow too, we have another seminar very similar to this, although in a more homely atmosphere and more simple, but still then I'll be talking to you slightly about that and inviting you to that event also tomorrow. Media is a tool, okay? We are to use this tool for any tools we are blessed with, to use it for the Lord, right? For the expansion of the kingdom. So we need to make the tool of media sharp. It's a tool, so make it sharp so that it'll cut through and it'll touch the hearts of viewers, pierce the souls and hearts and souls of your viewers and somehow bring them closer to Jesus and take them to the local church near them. Through Highland Dawn Media, it is our vision through seminars and online coaching also to train and empower churches to use the media effectively to reach beyond our boundaries, to reach beyond their congregation also. So I would challenge you to reach beyond your congregation, to reach beyond, to bless other people beyond your congregation, beyond your state and region. Now I would like to talk about Dr. Phil Cook. He is an American Christian media specialist. He has some recommendations for churches and pastors in media ministry. Number 1, what he says is keep telling the story of your mission and purpose. This is for churches and organizations to keep telling the story of your mission and purpose. Repeat it through media and even in your church. Live streaming your services and other digital communication are here for good. Live streaming took up in a big way during the pandemic, and now during that time, most of the churches, they were doing live streaming. But now we can see that it's almost a common feature. Everywhere, churches are doing live streaming. It is here for good, that's what he says. And speaking of communication, hopefully the pastors and ministry leaders have learned that communication and media are very important. So if it is not, you can go and share with your pastor and explain to him the importance of going beyond the importance of, even of communication. The next thing he says is learn how to tell a story. We all need to learn to tell stories. We are storytellers. When you are working, when you are in media, you have to learn to tell stories. There's something which I'm still learning, so insert it everywhere. Tell it everywhere, in videos, in promos. When you are talking, when you are meeting, when you are doing a presentation, tell stories. Again, he says, good is not good enough. We should be better and be amazing, to up our quality, to be able to always improve. And then to think differently, to be big, to ask big, to think big, and to do big. This is something which we also limit ourselves very much. When we are here in Northeast, we think that we are in a faraway place, far away from any country, any place, but I believe also that the Lord is going to use us all. From here, you can really do stuff. You can really even change the world. Once you have a specific target, a specific goal, an impossible goal even, think about, like it is said, make your goals too big, which it seems though it is impossible. Then you'll be able to find the specific way, the very unexpected way to go to that impossible goal. So this is my talk in short about the media ministry challenge for our church people. I would like to come to my second topic, which is producing live video streaming best practices. Okay, we have done our media group. We have done a lot of events, live events, for many big crusades or churches or whatever it is. We have done government events and stuff like that. So from our experiences, also I would just like to share a little bit. And so how to live stream video smoothly, have good online sound with multi-camera, the videography, etc. So some important questions you need to ask before you live stream are, who exactly is the audience? Are you live streaming only to the churches or to other people also? Where is the live stream going? If through YouTube, then are there specific areas in the country you are wanting to reach out to? If so, you would need to be region specific. And how are the viewers watching? This is very important because it's not only mobile phones, laptops, but pads and also even smart TVs, large TVs. Lots of people are now watching your live stream on large TV screens also, TV screens. And so talking about the vision for your live stream, your program, if your pastor can also specify why exactly the vision, why you are wanting your message to go through. Obviously, the first is that we are sharing the love of Jesus to the people, but whether you are reaching out to the unchurched, also to the unreached also, and what is your vision? So if your pastor or the church leaders could also specify on that, then it may be more effective. Your live stream or your media program may be more effective. So a little bit about introduction again on live video streaming. We need to focus on high quality video and audio to engage with your audience. So we need to test before you do your live stream thoroughly. Be familiar totally with whatever camera and audio equipments you are using, and to test it continuously before you do the live stream. We also need to choose the right platform. There are so many platforms, okay? Facebook, like YouTube and so many others are there where you can now use video, even X, Twitter, and other platforms. But the suggestion is that you stick to one or two main social media platforms, not many. Of course, if you're following whichever is your main platform. If it is YouTube, then you stream to that platform. Or if it is, if you also have a lot of followers in Facebook, you could also divide it and stream at the same time also, provided you have the right bandwidth, you have the good internet speed, as well as provided your equipment can stand up to it. We also need a good specification of computer, as well as the quality of your program obviously has to be good. And so you need to test your audio and video thoroughly. Now it is said that social media is not social anymore. Social media is just media now. For example, YouTube. Social media is just media. Everyone can access it. Whatever they want to watch, they can watch. And so we are not sharing too many of our comments or opinions on YouTube. So now the game has changed. Media is now, it matches the content to the viewer. Whatever you're watching of, if you're watching a lot of Pakistan news, then obviously it will show you only Pakistan news. If you're watching a lot of some certain influencer, it will show you that. So it's matching the content with your taste, with the viewer. So that way, like Ashwin also said, computer is now reading us. It's watching us, and so what we like, it's giving to us. So you can be addicted to it also. So that's the danger. So for us, we have to be open, keep our minds, our technique open in media so that you can use this to be able to channel our viewers into the specific thing, into that specific message, and to be able to share the spirit, the fruit of the spirit, and not what the prince of the air. What the prince of the air is now totally sharing. The content which the prince of the air wishes is being shared worldwide continuously every time, 90% of the time. So now are we in the 10% where we are able to share about the spirit content, about the fruit of the spirit content? We need to share more about love, about joy, peace, patience, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So obviously that is our task as Christian media producers and broadcasters. We need to consider production elements like lighting and sound. The light obviously has to be clear enough, to be good enough, attractive enough. Whether you are using 3-point lighting or simple flat lighting like this one here, you can see me clearly, hopefully. And so like that, your live stream has to be clear. The video has to be clear, the audio has to be clear to the listener so that whoever is watching will watch it with interest and not go to another, not click another video. Once again, regular practice and rehearsals are key for confident and polished presentation. Now, live streaming is perfect for engaging audiences. I can say this from experience because once we started live streaming, like events, live events, or Christian events, or whatever it is, people started engaging and a lot of more viewers as well as subscribers. But it is there when they engage that you can also reach out to them, that you can also comment to them, or you can appreciate their participation in your live feed. So our channel also tends to grow by leaps and bounds whenever live events happens. You can fine-tune your camera settings also. If you're, I don't know whether you're using camcorder or simple SLR, whatever it is, you have to fine-tune your camera settings so that you get the best picture, sharpest picture, best focus, and the things which technical cameraman should be aware of. Most important of all is the person who is on the stage, right? Whoever is giving the message or whoever is leading in worship should be totally visible and very clear to you. That's the main subject. And he or she should be well lighted up instead of giving so many other distracting backgrounds or other lighted places where the people will be distracted. The most important subject is your speaker or your worship leader. Also, we need to be flexible because suddenly during live stream things happen, very unexpected things happen. The internet speed goes down. We have to adapt to unexpected things during the live stream. And very important, after the live stream, we need to check on the performance. We need to check on the audience feedback. We also need to learn from it and improve always, right? Whenever you do any kind of shoots, we also need to watch whatever you have shot. And then you need to, because only then you can improve. It is said that many times only the cameraman is the cameraman. But if a cameraman is an editor also, then he becomes even much better in shooting. When you edit, then you know what is required. So encourage your cameraman or anybody also to edit. You also need to have backups ready because you need to keep extras for everything in case of a cable failure, even a camera or computers, so that the live stream will not be broken up. And if you run into any technical issue, like when you are live streaming or when you're recording, then you need to unplug the cable. By chance it might have been the cable which was defective. Unplug and plug it in again. That's what we experienced when setting up our LED screen over here. I'm part of Highland Dawn Media, and we are glad to be partnering with Tabernacle to set it up with a LED screen and other media. So when we plugged it in, it was loose, and just plugged it in, then suddenly the picture came. So there's just an example. We faced it many, many times, and so technical people, younger people here might be knowing about that. Also, let somebody else besides your crew always check the live stream by computer, by mobile, because you can see whether the video is okay, whether the audio is audible, whether it's too low, too high. So you need to check continuously, and a person needs to be checking the live streaming. So I want to go to that page where it says practice, practice, practice. So we need to always practice. Only after practicing you can learn to do, especially talking about production, to shoot, to edit, to live stream. Initially, all of us have got mobile phones. Practice with your mobile phone, even with your iPhone, Sam, or whatever you have. And then watch, shoot and watch. Then you can learn, you can improve. Like I said, only when a cameraman edits, he becomes better in shooting. Okay, an important thing about live streaming is that it's never going to be like the physical service, the physical church service. It will be totally different. So your pastor also needs to be aware, and he also needs to be speaking sometimes to the online audience, to the camera, so that they don't feel left out. And those of us sitting in the church, you'll have a different atmosphere, but how is it when the people watching through your live stream, you can also experiment by watching it yourself. Because we all know that a live stream will stay back even after the time is over. After the live stream is over, you can see the video, watch the video. So we need to be adjusting always, learning all these new techniques also, as far as possible, because it's too many from different directions. But learn also to narrow down on what skill is it that you wish to learn, on what exact technique you would like to be specialized in. Let's keep exploring, because now our digital presence matters more than ever. Keep on practicing, keep on exploring. Okay, again, Dr. Phil Cook, he says, what gets the most response in Christian media? He says, very surprisingly, preaching on television. Preaching on television has still endured. It has happened since 50 years back, but still the people are still watching preaching on television, even on YouTube, even on other broadcast channels. Only thing, you have to shoot it well, make it interesting to watch, and to broadcast a message which is worth hearing. The content is very important, obviously. So your pastor or whoever it is that's sharing, he has to have the content in his tips of the fingers. Okay, I would like to talk about media experience in churches, meaning part of it is live streaming and recording, and a major part is the audio part. Obviously, the audio has to be very good. And one part of it is using LED screens in churches also, part of experience in churches. So LED screens can offer churches with a more engaging and visually impactful way to communicate with the congregations. So it has many advantages over simply using projectors. It has less power consumption. You can display lyrics, sermons, and everything like this. Today is being made effective and more interesting because you have the screen behind. But once again, I apologize because I'm sharing totally like this from the PowerPoint direct to the screen. Okay, they offer flexibility, durability, and energy efficiency. Less cost. Electrical bills are less. So our experience is that we have been doing live streaming. At the same time, we have been projecting live to the LED screen also. So like today, we are projecting to the screen as well as recording the proceedings of this event. We can even live stream that. So you are able to do that technically using your switcher, your video mixer. You are able to give part of the feed on the screen, part of the feed to live stream or to record. Okay, obviously I said LED walls are again appealing to the younger generations. So all of us, old and young, we appreciate, but younger generations also like it better, and perhaps you can even entice, meaning attract the younger people to attend your church if you start using this LED screens, which makes it more captivating for them also, interesting. And they enhance the worship experience of the congregation. Next page. Okay, before I conclude, I just want to say in Christian media, there is no denomination actually. This is our experience because we work with all sorts of denominations, all sorts of. If you check our YouTube live stream or our channel, you'll see that there's a revival denomination, Pentecostal and Baptist, or even Catholic also. So anyway, I wish to say that in media, Christian media, there's no denomination. And we in Christian media, every professional in Christian media, including Ashwin, including his company, we are looking for that most effective magic bullet, meaning that thing which will really impact people so that they will come to Christ. We are looking for that kind of a magic bullet, but which is not there actually, but which we need to, we are experimenting, and if we find it, then we'll have to share it with one another. So through God's grace, Northeast India Media Outreach, we have it online and even through satellite TV, like I said, with Good News TV of Chennai. Now, God willing, besides the online media, we want to have further outreach to Southeast Asia and even Indonesia also too. And so we are praying about this and look forward to participation of our churches if we wish to. We have got good, relevant gospel content, plus our people are very talented in music. We can use the music in English or even translate it into Southeast Asian languages and broadcast it to different countries. That's what we want to also, that's part of our vision. Highland Dawn Media, once again, we are an online multimedia production house. We are also the electronic media partner of the Nagaland Baptist Churches Council. And so tomorrow we are having another media seminar where we'll be talking much more in detail about these topics which I've mentioned, and also about, Ashwin is coming. We also have Otoba, as well as it'll be more geared towards Christian media. So I invite you all to come. And could I play that video if you have it ready in the screen? So our goal is to empower churches in media strategies, media training, and reaching out. So tomorrow it's there in the NBCC office in Biover Hill. So those of you who can come, please do come and join us. We are going to be talking. Ashwin is taking 3 sessions, in fact. And we are having another session with one of a very good friend of him and mine called Nachi Lazarus. He's one of the best in India for AI and social media. So it's going to be very exciting. His and Ashwin's topic. And to support our media ministry, we are starting for the first time with JD Tech of New Delhi. We are starting a new dealership dealing in LED screen products for the first time in Nagaland. So all of you can check out our products, LED screen products. We have different kinds of indoor, outdoor products. You can visit our booth outside and check the products. And for your churches, for your ministries, whatever, we have new products available. So this is how we are also supporting our media ministry. Now, a little bit about our channel, which is Northeast Cornerstone. I only have 2 more minutes, please. Yeah, is that okay? 2 more minutes. So we have an online media channel called Northeast Cornerstone TV. And this is online media channel, like I said, for Northeast India and Asia. We are targeting Southeast Asia. We have produced many live events and online video Christian content with powerful music, inspiring TV shows, talk shows, talking about social issues, entrepreneurial issues from a Christian viewpoint. And so we provide this programming which has been seen by tens of thousands of viewers in Northeast India and beyond. So please visit our YouTube channel or even our website, which is given here, northeastcornerstonetv.in. We have combined subscribers of 200K plus, and our vision is to be the leading provider of online Christian media content, reaching out to viewers in Northeast India and Asia. We invite you all. We look forward to looking with you all in case of you need further training or you want to use production services. We want to do everything for the extension of His kingdom and for His glory alone. So may His name be glorified. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wabangmoa, for that enlightening session. Next up, we have a very important topic, cybersecurity and internet safety. To guide us through the important conversation, we have engineer Debashish Sen He is an IT professional, MTech in computer science, with over 7 years of experience in project management, server and cloud administration, and ICT infrastructure. He currently serves as Senior Project Manager at Exologics Tech Solutions Private Limited. Let's give a warm welcome to Engineer Debashish Sen as he takes us through lessons on cybersecurity, best practices for safeguarding our online presence and digital platforms.
Good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I would like to give thanks to the Tabernacle team, especially Mr. Atoba. He also approached me and to think of me in that position to be able to give you a brief summary on what is cybersecurity. So I really thank the Tabernacle team, as well as Atoba, Valerie, all of them. Now, if I talk about cybersecurity, it will take a whole day, right? My job here is to summarize that in half an hour and also to make you aware of what is happening in cybersecurity. Now, before that, let me just ask you a generic question. All of you have smartphones. Can you just raise your hands if you have smartphones? How many of you have WhatsApp, Instagram? Does any one of you here don't have a smartphone? I hope no one, right? He would be the safest person here, to be very honest, right? Because see, if I have a smartphone, I would like to share you one small, why security, right? Now, you must have left your home and came here to attend this session, all of you. Maybe you have someone at home. For those people who don't have anyone at home, you must have locked your doors, right? Some of us must have come back again and checked whether we have locked the door or not. For very conscious people, they might have even checked the gas stove, whether it's on or off, right? That we do. Now, we do that to protect against thief. We say chor manu, right? Now, how would you protect against this thing? That's a big question. Now, if I tell you what is cybersecurity, I'll just give you a very simple example. Imagine a stranger comes to your place. He knocks at your door, right? You open the door for him. He comes to your home. He checks your cupboard. He checks your wardrobe. He checks, go through all your albums, your financial records. That's cyber threats, right? You are allowing it to happen, to be very honest. How does it happen? Through this. And laptops. It's as simple as that, right? Now, I would like to do a small exercise. All of you have phones, right? Just open up Bluetooth. Now, if you open up Bluetooth, you will see many Bluetooths are available here. Now, how difficult will it be for me to hack into this Bluetooth? Right? Just go through all the Bluetooth, it will be available. Similarly, check for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is also available, right? So for one person who knows about cybersecurity, it won't be difficult to access the particular Bluetooth phone, get all his data, and then do whatever he wishes. That's how easy it is for a cybersecurity person, right? Now, our goal is to help you protect against these threats, right? Now, when I say cybersecurity, see, I can assure that I am 99% safe because I'm aware of cybersecurity. But that 1% is still there, right? Now, let's just proceed. Yeah, this is something which is happening now, okay? This is small data. Now, the technical presentation will be more technical, but I'll try to summarize in a very brief way. Now, in today's world, almost everything is connected online, from banking to social media, shopping. Over 1.5 billion personal records were compromised in 2023 alone, right? That's almost the population of India. Now, this year, we don't know how much more. The report hasn't come out. At this age, we depend on the internet for everything, literally everything. 75% of the Indians shop online, that's a fact. Over 300 million people in India use social media, often sharing personal details. In 2025, India as a whole is projected to suffer a loss of 20,000 crores, just to cybersecurity threats. So that's a scenario what is happening now. Now, a very important topic, why churches, right? Why is cybersecurity or internet security important in churches? After the pandemic, everyone has moved to digital media. Now, what is happening because of that? You have sensitive information that is being stored. Churches are now having websites which offer donations, right? You can offer donation online. When you do that, is the person's account safe? Is it secured? Now, for a hacker, this information can be easily available for him. Second thing, it has already happened in 2023 at an Ohio church where finances were completely locked out for 3 weeks. They weren't able to access it. They had to call IT experts to resolve this issue. It's a church, just imagine. In a church, it's happening. Then, the common myth. It won't happen to us, right? It won't happen to me. Every day, or maybe every alternate, you might be hearing news of different kinds of scams that are happening. Now, what is to say that it won't happen to you? And to be very honest, hackers find the sweet spot. We call it honeycombs, to entice you to clicking on a link, right? We might say, okay, please click on this link to earn 2,000 per day. Or let's say I entice you with, if you're unemployed, I'll entice you that there's a job offer, 15,000 per month, 20,000 per month. You just have to click on that link, that's all. Once the link is clicked, and malware will be deployed in your system. That's all they require, right? Financial impact. So small organizations, as for IBM 2023, $36,000. That's loss that has happened. This year, again, we'll wait for the report and see how much it has happened. Now, this is the geographic details of India. Now, whichever details that I'm giving you, it has been taken out from the Cybersecurity report of India, from nowhere else, right? So if you see here, most of the detections are happening in Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Surat, Bengaluru, and Jaipur. These are where all the attacks are mostly happening. Over 369.01 million detections recorded. That's how many threats are being recorded over a span of just 1 year. Okay, now when we say virus, right, we say different sorts of virus, but for common people like us, we say just virus. There are different varieties of virus. Now, I'll just give you a small detail of what this is. Now, if you see a Trojan, that has the most number of detections, 140 million. Similarly, if you come there, you have infector, you have worm, you have PUA, exploit, cryptojacking, ransomware, and adware. Now, I'll just give you a highlight of what these are. Just a small description. I'll try to make it not so technical. Now, what is a Trojan? These malicious programs often masquerade as legitimate software to trick users into executing them, giving access backdoors to systems. So, simplest example for this would be, let's say you want to download VLC in your laptop or in your phone. So you go over Google, you just type the download VLC, and you just click on whichever first search is being given. You don't check the URL, right? So what will happen, there might be a Trojan which is masquerading as a VLC. So you click that, you download it in your phone, laptop, and then that's it. You will have no access to your laptop or phones. Or all your financial data will also be gone, right? So how do we protect against this? Always download from legitimate source websites. If you're downloading something from Microsoft, do it from Microsoft.com, right? For VLC, they have a proper website. Do it from there. Don't do it from any third parties. If you do it from third parties, there are chances that you will download the virus. So be very careful against that. Next, we have infector. What are infectors? Responsible for modifying or corrupting system files. Now, these are a bit more complex. This will happen in big machines like servers or dedicated data centers, right? In phones and laptops, it is possible, but not to the extent of a Trojan. Next, we have worm. This is also a form of virus. What this do? These are self-replicating programs. Suppose I give you a PDF to download. You download the PDF, right? So my worm has got inside your phone. You forward the same PDF to a different person. He also downloads. The worm will again replicate it there. Likewise, a chain of worms will be formed. And from there, not only will I have access of the first individual, I can have access of all the individuals who are connected in the network. So that's a worm. Okay. We have PUAs, potentially unwanted applications. Don't often have malicious intent. The simplest example for this will be whenever you download any software, sometimes it comes with a package, Mac free virus, Avast antivirus, right? These are basically PUAs. So what it does is, instead of giving you one software, they give you two softwares. The second software is intended to get your data, nothing else. Okay? Next, we have exploit, which target vulnerabilities in software. Again, this is a bit high level. This happens in dedicated softwares. We have cryptojacking, which hijacks systems resources to mine cryptocurrency. I think last 2 years back, there was a lot of trend about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Shiba coins. So even there were lots of coins which were lost, which were hacked, okay? So the basic term for that is cryptojacking. We have ransomware. Now, ransomware is a very typical software, or let's say a virus, from which, if once affected, you lose entirely of all your data. It's very difficult to, recover your data. I have been to dark web, but even there, you don't get the keys for this one. The only way for protecting against ransomware is, like I've said, prevention. No other mode of safeguarding against this. Then you have adware. I think adware, you have already seen it everywhere, right? If you download an app, when you play games, an ad comes out. So basically, that's adware. Yeah, so when we talk about phones, this can happen in iPhones also. Your 42% are malware. So malware will have Trojan, worms, all those viruses. Okay. Then you have adware, the different kinds of ads that appear in your phone. It happens on a daily basis. Then the unintentional programs, which you have when you install any application. This is another just geographic cybersecurity report. So if you see Telangana, the detection rate is 55.9%. You have second position at Tamil Nadu, which is 44.54. And then at Delhi, we have 43.96. Those are the rates that are happening. Now, if we look at the industry, right, we have different forms of industry. So how does cyber threats affect the different industry? When you look at telecom, that's the highest one, 58%. 58% of attacks happen in the telecom industry. Next, we have the automobile industry, which is having at 47%. Then you have media and entertainment, which is at 43%. Power and energy, that's 29%. Logistics, 27%. Healthcare, 22%. Hospitality, 21%. Transport, 19%. Manufacturing, 14%. Education, 12%. ECP, 10%. IT, 10%. MSME, 9.23%. Government, 8%. BFSI, 6%. Okay, now before that, let us also know who are the topmost people who are hacking systems. So I've just given you a brief overview of the different groups, right? You can call them terrorists, you can call them black hat, you can call them cyber, security attackers, whichever names. But these are the top ones. So at the top, we have Anon Black Flag Indonesia. So these are the ones who do most of the high-level hacking. And similarly, you have RepairSec, you have Cyber Error Systems. These are the top ones. Okay, these are most important, impactful threat actors. So even here, if you look at, these are all just activists, okay? These are groups of hackers who are combined, and then you have Midnight Desert, Volt Typhoon, Lockbit, Cyber Army of Russia Reborn. So basically, these are all hackers for hire, to be in short. They hire for financial reasons. They hire, they attack for diplomatic reasons also, even that is done. And they also do it for terrorist reasons also. All these things are happening. Okay, now all of us, we use laptops and phones, right? So from that aspect, we need to know which are the applications or which are the file sharing platforms where we get most of the viruses from. Now these are the ones which we have most of the viruses from. You have Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, GitHub, Microsoft Teams, WeTransfer, Box, Amazon S3 buckets, IBM Cloud, and Oracle Cloud. These are the sharing platforms which are abused most. So when I say abused most of the virus transfer happens from these applications. Maximum of them. Top ransomware groups, like I've said, ransomware is a very, you can say, a very scary virus. These are the ones which are highly engaged. Even last year, in the Northeast India, in Guwahati, an oil corporation was hacked. by one of the ransomware groups. And then they demanded around 1.3 CR of rupees, for which the company had to call Google experts from IT. And they had to resolve the issue. Now, no data was recovered, to be very honest. They had to do a clean slate of the entire systems. And of course, they avoided giving the money, but for that, they had to compromise loss of data. So no option. Okay, this part will be very important for all of you. You need to identify the different forms of virus file extensions that come into your laptop or your phones. So here I've highlighted some of the extensions that come across. Now, some of these extensions are used in development also, in software development, web development, but these extensions can also be used to create viruses. So if you browse through your phone, if you find any of these extensions, so let's say you have an image 01, right? Image 01 should be .jpg, ideally, or .png. But for some or the other reason, you find that the image is having .zip extension, or maybe it's having .js extension. Most likely it's a virus. So either delete the virus or have an antivirus installed. So just give it some time, just go through all the different extensions. You have .exe, .bat, .scr, you have .lnk below, you have .eml, PSL, VBS, .jar. These are all file extensions which can affect your laptop and your mobile phones. Okay, the financial frauds that happen, this is just a summary. So CSC registration, this is digital certificates, digital signatures. 36% happens from there. 20% scams happen from PM Kisan Yojana. Even from there, scams are happening. You have 16% which are financial team, so loan related. Let's say bank offers you 10,000 loan at 1% interest. Not realistic, right? A bank is offering you maybe 1 crore of loan at 2% interest. Not realistic. So you have to be very careful with that. Adult team baiting, this was very common last year in Nagaland. There were multiple cases in PHQ where cybersecurity cases or adult team baiting was a lot. I'll explain that in a bit later. Electricity board team baiting, so you might sometimes get a message, your electricity bill is due. Please click this link to pay your bills. So you just click the link and you proceed for payment. It'll look exactly like the portal you have used. Only thing is that it's a fake. Next you have Airtel Mitra KYC team baiting. I think even today I've got some messages like that. Come from your KYC documents latest. So you have to be very careful. And then miscellaneous. So these are the scams we'll try to understand in detail once. First of all is WhatsApp scam. You must have seen even in Nagaland, we have different news channels, right? You must have seen lots of different scams that are happening. Pyramid scam was one. There were different kinds of cryptography scams also. Last year, there were some different kinds of scams which was happening where you get a video call from an unwanted number in WhatsApp. Some of you pick up the phone, right? As soon as you pick up the phone, it's video enabled, right? It's a deep fake, okay? So when I say deep fake, it's a AI generated or a person personating as a different person and then calling you. Now, when you pick up the phone, your image, your video is captured. And then pornographic details are threatened with you. They say that if you don't want this video to be shared over internet, give us 50,000. Give us 10,000. Now, just imagine, and to be very frank, the people that they target were middle-aged men, those who are married. So if I get a call like that, and let's say if I receive, and if they threaten me, now let's say I'm married, I'll be scared of my marriage. If this video calls out, my marriage will break. What will the society think of me, right? So many cases happen where people have actually given money, 50,000, 20,000, 30,000. So unwanted calls from via WhatsApp, don't ever pick up. That's, like I said, prevention is the only cure. Recovery, it's a bit difficult. The next source of WhatsApp scam will be, most of you must have received this, do some sort of social media work. Maybe go and like an Instagram page, you get 500 per day, you get 1,000 per day, you get 2,000 per day. Do some sort of data entry for us, right? You get 1,000 per day, 2,000 per day. Now, 1,000, 2,000 per day, that's a huge rate. If you do it for 30 days, you're getting 60,000. Most of us don't have jobs like that. right? So that's a total scam. Be very careful of those scams also. Instant loan scams, like I've said, 1 crore loan at 3%, 1%, 2%. It'll never happen. No one is going to give you that much amount for free. Voice cloning scam, even impersonating someone else. That's also happening a lot. Credit card scam, fake delivery scam. Digital arrest scam is something which is new that is happening. You get a call on the phone telling you that you have a case registered against you in Bombay court. Now, how will a person in Nagaland have a case registered against him in Bombay court, right? But for a person who is a bit scared, he will feel like, no, I have a case court, what do I do? Then the person will exploit that nature of him. He will say that if you don't want the case to be done, give us 2 lakh rupees, we'll close the case for you. This has happened, okay? So even that is very important. Fake delivery, this has happened a lot with PAN cards and Aadhaar cards. What they do is, whenever you request for a change for a PAN card, or let's say you want to download the digital PAN card or Aadhaar card, they capture the traffic. And then they call you and tell you that we will provide the Aadhaar card to your doorstep, give us 1,000 rupees, give us 500 rupees. Don't trust those also, right? If you apply for a PAN card, if you apply for Aadhaar card, it will come through a registered speed post, India Post. It won't come to any third party. So be very careful against those also. Yeah, so these were some examples which I was highlighting, right? We have the first one here tells you, hi, I'm the general manager of Amazon project. I'm currently hiring a part-time team. You can work part-time on your phone, takes 10 to 20 rupees, daily salary 3,000, 5,000 rupees. Getting a job in Amazon is very difficult. And here you have a general manager from Amazon contacting you directly. This will never happen, okay? So be very careful against this. Similarly, the next one is also same. Part-time work of daily salary 500, 1,500, commission 3,000, 8,000. Sounds very enticing, right? And suppose if you are someone who has no money, you might find that, okay, this is a very good opportunity for me to earn. But actually, you are being a victim. Next, again, this is also a recruitment for Flipkart and Amazon, the same case. This is also another case of the company is India Private Company Limited, so another recruitment thing. It's a bit distorted, but one example, one practice, what you can do is, all of you have phones, right? I don't know how many of you have enabled your security in your phones. It's very important. When you go to WhatsApp, you will find, all of you can do this, you'll find 3 dots, right? As soon as you open WhatsApp, you'll find 3 dots at the cornermost, the right corner. When you go there, you'll find account and security, the first option. Have you enabled 2-step verification? That is very important. Next, what we have is, if you go to storage and media, you will find below media auto download. Right? Just go to WhatsApp, you will find media auto download. Now, when using mobile data, I've disabled every option here. None is enabled. So, lots of files, documents, images get transferred through WhatsApp, a lot. And then if you have all this enabled, this data will automatically get downloaded in your phones. So it's always best to disable these options, all of these options. When you're using mobile data, when connected to Wi-Fi, when on roaming, disable all of those. Because let's say I give you a small file in WhatsApp, and you have this enabled, the file will automatically get downloaded. And the Trojan virus, whichever, will get inside your phone. And I'll be easily able to access it. So my advice to you, all of you, is prevent rather than recover. So if you haven't disabled, kindly disable all of this. That way you will be a bit more secure. If you get video calls from unwanted numbers, kindly don't pick up. If you get unwanted links from different numbers, kindly don't click on those links also. And another very good example that we can do is, these days, whenever you call someone, you get a sort of instruction from Cybersecurity. Can you remember the number? The toll-free number that they've told us to call. I think most of us, we don't. We don't pay attention. If there's any cybersecurity threat, they tell us to call it 1930. Just call anyone and hear the full caller tune. You will get that it's clearly instructed there. If you're facing a threat, call 1930. That's the digital cyber call helpline. But we tend, like I said, we tend to neglect all of these things. So this is what we're looking at, the long-term projections. These camps that are happening in Nagaland right now, this has happened 5 years already in different parts of India. Now after 5 years, what will come in Nagaland, we are also not so sure. We can have AI-based attacks, we can have different sort of attacks. These are just some of the possible attacks that can happen, or which has already happened, to be very honest. Yeah, so some of the common mistakes that we do, we keep very generic passwords. Especially for older folks, even my dad, mom used to do that. Whenever they unlock their phones, they keep the year they were born, 1965, 1989, 1990. So for a hacker or for a cybersecurity, it becomes that easy to predict. So I would advise, if you're using your phones, right, security locks, use a different combination of numbers that only you can remember. Or in fact, use biometrics, fingerprint, face scanners. That way you'll be a level more secure than just having the date of a year. Not updating software. Most of us here, we won't wear the same clothes that we have worn 2 years back. We go with the new trend, right? You buy a new t-shirt, you buy a new pant. Similar with phones, similar with laptops. Always keep updating your software. Some of us, I believe we are still using Android 12 below operating systems. That's outdated. You must be using 14 plus, the latest one. That has more security features. So always update your software also. That is very important. And yes, of course, the only way you can get hacked, clicking on suspicious links. That's the start of a cyber attack, right? Whichever links are there, unless and until you're aware, please don't click on them. So these are some of the actions you can do to help yourself be secured against cybersecurity. The first one, obviously update your OS regularly, like I've shared. Use antivirus software. This is something you can also do. Install a firewall, use a good VPN, use password manager, avoid phishing emails, keep your device clean, stay alert when going online. Another advice that I can give you is, all of you are having banking apps, Axis, ICICI, YONO, right? In the banking apps, you have a place where you can manage your cards. Now, when I say manage your cards, that means the transactions that you wish it to happen. So you can disable international transactions. You can disable credit card transactions. Kindly do those also. That will be important for you. And lastly, just what to know, what to know for all of us. The official Instagram handle of Indian cybercrime is CyberDose. Maybe I would advise all of you to follow this. They always give good updates of what is happening. The next one is the cybercrime.gov.in. That's the website of Cybercrime India. If any details or any information that you wish to know, you can always browse this website and get all the details. Cybercrime helpline, like I said, it's being repeatedly told in your phones, but no one has listened to it. It's 1930. If you face any issues, just call this number, or the local police also. Even that can be done. Yeah. So I'll just end up there. Before that, I would like to highlight some of the key things that we discussed today. See, your phone, your device, it depends on you whether you're safe or whether you're not safe. It actually has to do entirely upon you. So the best way is prevention rather than cure, right? So like we have discussed today, check your phones kindly. Please ensure that there are no different links or no different apps that are installed. Don't click on suspicious links. Always check for URLs, proper address URLs. If you're browsing Amazon, let it be amazon.in. Don't let it be amazon.ok.in. That's a fake URL, right? If you're going over google.com, make it google.com. Don't go google.co.y.xyz. No, all those are fake. Be careful against that. If you're using Axis or whichever banking apps, control your usage. see which cards are internationally available, see which cards are domestically available. And in fact, I would advise have 2 bank accounts, one that is digitally available and one that is not digitally available. Even I do that. I have 2 accounts. So whenever I want to do any online transaction, I just pass the amount from my parent account, maybe 5,000. And I'll give it to the account from which I want to purchase online. So that account, I just keep minimum balance, 3,000, 5,000, that's it. Because even me, that account is not, I can't say that it's 100% safe. Only way to ensure that it's 100% safe is, like I've said, if you don't have a smartphone, if you're not connected to internet. That's the only way you can secure yourself, right? So these are some small tips and practices that I would like to share to all of you. Like I've said, it's a very big topic, cybersecurity. We can speak on days, years, even weeks, but this won't get over. And whatever I've shared you today, there will be a counter tomorrow for it also. People are getting that more advanced, right? And especially for church members, lots of you are using Google Pay. A lot of transactions happen online. So I would advise, always be careful. Double check the numbers where you're giving your GPay, where you're giving your phone numbers. Don't directly click on links from from WhatsApp, from people whom you don't know. If you're unsure, call that person and ask. That'll be best. Sometimes you might get messages in Facebook, impersonating your friend, asking you for 2,000 rupees. Call that person and ask him, do you really need 2,000? This has happened again. Those are genuine cases. So these are some ways where you can be secured. If you don't use ITC, to be very frank and honest, you'll be digitally disconnected. These are just 2 sides of a coin. You have the balance in between. Knowing how to use IT, but at the same time also being secured by knowing all these details. Last advice, the cyber Instagram page, which I've just given you before. I'll just go back again. Yeah, kindly follow this page, okay? You'll get all the new trending attacks that are happening, all the new trending scams that are happening. This will be important for you. Yeah, so I'd like to end at that. Thank you for listening so patiently. Thank you so much for the time. And I hope that all of us will be safe and secure. Again, thanks to the Tabernacle team, this kind of session on cybersecurity, internet security should happen often. We as people, we are not so aware on these topics. So it's a heads up to them, their team, that they have organized this. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Engineer Debashish-san, for that essential insight into cybersecurity. Tech4Church is proud to announce the title sponsor of our conference, ASAF Small Finance Bank. At Tech4Church, we believe that building partnerships between financial institutions and faith communities is not just strategic, it is necessary. Today, we're honored to have with us representatives from ASAF Small Finance Bank, a trusted partner dedicated to driving financial inclusion and empowering. First, we'll begin with a video presentation.
On 28 December 2023, on behalf of ASAF Small Finance Bank, 8 of us set out on a journey called Clap of Joy. The intention was to gauge the emotion that ASAF as a brand stands for. After traversing 11,000 kilometers through the heart of this great nation, we concluded the journey on 8th February 2024. The film is a humble attempt to analyze the impact we have created across diverse customer segments and communities.
Clap of Joy.
Clap of Joy, a journey to power your bigger dreams.
This is the 7th year of ISAF Small Finance Bank's successful journey, and we think it's a time to celebrate. We want all our customers and well-wishers also to be part of it. Hence, we have decided to set out on this Clap of Joy journey. This van will travel miles across the length and breadth of this great nation to spread joy further and ignite the power to dream bigger.
Initial public offer.
After the launch of the bank in 2017, the IPO in 2023 was the most significant event in the history of ISAF. Even though IPO was a regulatory requirement, our noble intent was to deliver joy to all our stakeholders. In other words, we wanted to give all our stakeholders the power to dream bigger. The statue of the charging bull and Archel Lakshman's character of common man symbolize hope, reaching the doorstep of the common man. This is what ISAF stands for.
What an IPO this has been. A significantly perfect strategy, I would say, to convert a MFI into a bank and then getting it listed. And we believed in the team, in Mr. Paul Thomas's efforts. It is also great to see your focused strategy on differentiated sectors like agriculture. I think this has been a phenomenal key reason for you to succeed. Clap for your success.
The beginning.
ISAF was started as a non-profit society in 1992. Later, it got transformed to a non-banking finance company in 2008. And in 2017, we launched ISAF Small Finance Bank. ISAF Society launched a micro-enterprise program in 1995, and I met Professor Mohammed Yunus, the founder of Grameen Bank, Bangladesh, in 1997, and later Professor Yunus, through Grameen, gave us a seed capital, and from there on, ISAF micro-enterprise program got an acceleration. Initially, EFICOR, a Delhi-based NGO, was supporting us to implement micro-enterprise development program. The micro-enterprise development program had 3 components: access to credit, access to market, and training and capacity building. The credit part has become a regulated non-banking finance company in 2008, and later it became ISAF Small Finance Bank in 2017.
It's a joy to be associated with ISAF at that time as an NGO, and then really working with rural communities, working to bring the joy of banking, even before it became a formal bank, to the underbanked, to the unbanked segments across the country. And ISAF has been one amazing partner that has been able to evolve, create new products, especially focused on the SDGs, on the women empowerment and digital financial innovation. I joined the Clap of Joy journey.
Banking outlets.
In 2018, Reserve Bank of India granted scheduled bank status to ISAF Small Finance Bank. After completing 7 years, we have presence in 21 states and 2 union territories with a branch network of 731. We also have 27 business correspondent partners, and they manage 900 plus customer service centers and 4,000 customer service points also. Today we serve 7 million customers from all segments of the society. Deposit customers are our backbone, and asset customers are our lifeblood.
Asset customers.
मेरा नाम राजेश महादेव तास्तोड़े है। मेरे खुद की गावरान गुड़ की चाय की फ्रेंचाइजी चेन है। हर एक इंसान की इच्छा रहती है कि उसका खुद का एक घर हो, उसके सपनों का एक घर हो। मैंने मल्टीपल जगह पर अप्लाई किया लोन के लिए, पर कहीं से लोन मिला नहीं। लास्ट में मैंने ISAF बैंक में अप्रोच किया। ISAF से होम लोन लेके मैंने आप जो देख रहे पीछे वो घर बनाया। clap of joy.
என்னோட பேர் ராஜ சுப்பிரமணியன். நாங்கள் திலக் லேமினேஷனில் ஃபோட்டோ ஃப்ரேமிங். என்னோட அக்கௌண்ட் வந்து இசாப் பேங்க் ஒண்டிப்புதூர் பிரான்ச்சில் இருக்குது. கியூஆர் கோடு பேமெண்ட்ஸ் 4 தடவை கிரெடிட் ஆகுது. ஈஸி பேங்கிங் இன் இசாப் பேங்க்.
मैं महेश्वर महापात्र. एक्चुअली हमारा बिजनेस भुवनेश्वर में 15 साल हो गया है. हम लोग जब सोचे इसको एक्सपांसन करना है ऑल ओवर इंडिया में, हम लोग सोचे उसको इसाक स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक के साथ हम लोग बिजनेस को आगे बढ़ाएंगे. तो उनका जो एग्जीक्यूटिव हमारा पास आया वो इतना सपोर्टिव था, इतना फ्रेंडली था, जिसे फैमिलियर हम लोग को लगा. और हम लोग का पेपर वर्क 2 दिन में कंप्लीट हो गया. तो हम लोग का 5 इनोवा क्रिस्टा हम लोग डिलीवरी उनसे लिए.
मेरा नाम कविराज सेठ है. मेरा बिजनेस नाम केस इंटरप्राइज है. तो मुझे सपोर्ट का जरूरत था, बिजनेस को स्पेंड करना था. तो मुझे इसाब बैंक का सपोर्ट मिला. मैं उस ब्रांच में गया तो वहाँ पे मेरा काम भी हो गया.
मैंने इसाब बँक फायनल लोन घेतला होतो और 2 वर्ष झाले मी ऑरेंजची शेती करत आहो. 2 वर्षांमध्ये फायदा झाला आहे. त्याच्याबद्दल बँकेचे धन्यवाद.
क्लैप ऑफ जॉय. मैं अपने बैंक को धन्यवाद करना चाहती हूँ.
धन्यवाद इसाब बैंक.
सीओ की ताली.
Deposit customers.
The deposits we mobilize from high net worth customers are being used to give loan for people at the bottom of the pyramid.
I am in Mumbai for last 28 years and this time I wanted to invest some money.
I am Anshu Prakash. I am invested in Isab Bank.
And I came across my brother-in-law who was working with the nationalized bank at a very senior position. He suggested that I should try out ISAF Bank because he believed it was a trusted bank.
I am very happy.
എൻ്റെ പേര് നിഖിൽ രാധൻ. ഞാനൊരു മെറൈൻ ചീഫ് എഞ്ചിനീയറാണ്. ഏറ്റവും നല്ല FD റേറ്റ് നൽകുന്ന ഒരു ബാങ്കാണ്. വീട്ടിൽ പ്രായമായ മാതാപിതാക്കളുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അവർക്കും ഒരിക്കലും ബാങ്കിൽ പോകേണ്ട ആവശ്യം വരുന്നില്ല. ക്ലാപ്പ് ഓഫ് ജോയ്.
मैं सुनील कुमार राम, सारथी ई रिक्शा का ऑनर हूं भागलपुर में. हिसाब बैंक मेरे लिए बहुत बेटर रहा, जो मदद किया करंट अकाउंट खोलाने में, CC खोलाने में. मेरा जो कारोबार है ग्रीन एनर्जी की तरफ है और हिसाब बैंक भी इसी का योगदान देती है.
ನಮ್ಮ ಫರ್ಮ್ ದೀಪಿಕಾ ಸ್ಯಾರೀಸು ಕಡೆ 4-5 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಇಸಾಬ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟು ತುಂಬ ರೆಬಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
I am Sanjeev Kumar Agarwala, Managing Director, Sri Jagdamba Coal Processing Company Private Limited. I have been banking with Isab Bank since last around 3 years. The banking experience has been very good. The staff there are very supportive. They go an extra mile to cater to the needs of the customer, both professionally as well as personally.
I am Dr. Vibhuti Bhushan Rath, ex-consultant of the World Bank.
मेरा नाम अरविंद गिरी हुआ. मैं एक रिटायर्ड इंजीनियर हूँ.
Special care is given to the senior citizen by the ISAF Bank and its employees.
ये बैंक मेरे घर के निकट है और बैंक घर पे आकर के बहुत सी सुविधाएं प्रदान करता है.
Their behavior, attitude, characters are very good. I bless them.
इसलिए मैं प्रसन्नता में इस बैंक के लिए ताली बजाता हूँ.
Myself is Shoma Bhatta. I'm a working professional. I came to know this bank from one of my friends, and I'm very much satisfied about the service they are providing nowadays. It's very, transparent and trustworthy. And not only that, they are very supportive. For any queries, they will come back through WhatsApp.
Isafians.
Isafians are the pillars in this journey. Their commitment and passion has helped us to seamlessly navigate through the thick and thin. Servant leadership is the chief core value we want them to exhibit, and that makes the difference in service quality. All the 5,000 plus employees of the bank, along with 12,000 plus employees of our BC partners, have embraced the corporate theme, sustain, innovate, grow.
The staff there are very supportive.
जैसे हम लोग को फीलिंग हुआ हम लोग किसी फैमिली मेंबर के साथ बात कर रहे हैं।
और इन लोगों का स्टाफ का व्यवहार बहुत पर्सनलाइज्ड था।
स्टाफ ने भी बहुत ज्यादा कोऑपरेट किया।
Their service is outstanding.
And customer satisfaction.
They're very helpful.
I bless them.
Impact.
On the financial inclusion front, we have facilitated more than 5 million low-income customers to have bank account and also facilitated more than 3.5 million low-income customers to have credit history.
Loan.
Over the last 7 years, we have financed more than 250,000 smallholder farmers under Farmer Interest Group Scheme.
3.
PM Swanidhi Program.
4.
Atal Pension Yojana.
5.
PMAY Scheme, etc.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम पूजा महेंद्र खोबरागड़े है। हमारी पूजा जनरल स्टोर करके एक जनरल शॉप है। हाल ही में हमने इसाब बैंक से माइक्रो ATM लिया है। वो एक बहुत अच्छा कमाई का जरिया है।
We have opened 187 branches in unbanked rural centers. We also contribute 16 sustainable development goals out of 17 SDGs through banking products and services. Considering these contributions, we have been awarded Global Sustainability Award in 2020. ISAF Small Finance Bank is the first bank to become member of the Global Alliance on Banking on Values, GABV. We also make social impacts in non-financial areas through our CSR initiatives. We are spending more than the regulatory requirement of 2%. ISAF Foundation and Prajodan Development Services are our CSR implementing partners.
The power to dream bigger. ISAF Small Finance Bank.
Please join me in welcoming Mr. Arnab Goswami of ISAF Small Finance Bank to share more with us.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Tech4Church Conference, for giving us the platform to showcase our bank. In our presentation, in a small video, we have already given you a outlook or a brief of the bank, what we do pan-India. But just a small introduction, just a 2-minute introduction I would like to give. Like, this bank started in 1992 as an NGO. It had started as an evangelic social action forum that was more into marginalized and people that have been not into the formal banking or the finance sector. After that, in 1995, we adopted the Grameen model as it was shown in the video. Through the Grameen model, we expanded the microfinance business, and looking into our sustainable way of banking, Reserve Bank of India gave us a license to do proper banking throughout India. As of now, we are a scheduled commercial bank, but we have motto of saying yes, not just a simple bank or a scheduled commercial bank, but we are a social bank that not only caters to the HNI clients or the people that are available to the formal banking segment, but we also are into the need-based and inclusive banking. And we believe that banking is not just banking, like we said, it's a clap of joy. We believe in joy of banking. We have a small booth outside with all our products, institutional products, individual products. So we request you, so during your lunchtime, please visit our booth and go through our products. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arnab Goswami, for your contribution. As we are nearing our day, before we close, we would love to hear from you. What do churches really need? Your reflections are important, and not just for us as organizers, but for shaping the future conversations and programs. Therefore, We have shared a one-pager feedback form in each of your delegate kit. We kindly request you to take a few moments to fill it out and share your thoughts with us, as your feedbacks will help us serve you better and continue to improve our future initiatives. The co-founder and the CTO of Tabernacle Technologies and the Tech4Church organizer, to deliver the vote of thanks. Please join me in welcoming Engineer Vitinyo Valerie Shohu.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we conclude this Tech4Church Conference 2025, it is my privilege and honor to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing team. First and foremost, we extend our deepest gratitude to our distinguished speakers, Mr. Ashwin Dairiam, Sri Nongoto Jungyo, Sri Imlimer Jamir, Mr. Wabang Moa, and Engineer Debashi Sen. Your time, expertise, and inspiring insights have truly enriched the conference, and we are sincerely grateful for your invaluable contributions. To our delegates, thank you wholeheartedly for your enthusiasm and active participation. The response we received so far has exceeded our expectations, and we are truly humbled by your overwhelming support. We are especially grateful for those who have traveled long distances from the various districts of Nagaland, Manipur, and Arunachal Pradesh. Your presence was not only encouraging, but also a powerful testament to our shared commitment to learning, collaboration, and digital innovation in ministry. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to ISAF Small Finance Bank for partnering with us as the title sponsor. Our thanks goes to our event partners, our Daily Bread Ministries, Highland Dawn Media, Live Pro Productions, Mega Voice, and Island Law for believing in our vision and joining hands with us to bring Tech4Church to life. To our incredible volunteers, thank you for working tirelessly behind the scenes, from registrations and logistics to hospitality and technical support. A special thanks to you, the organizing team, for your months of meticulous planning and unwavering commitment. Your hard work and passion has been instrumental in making this conference a success. The overwhelmingly positive response, the meaningful conversations, and the new connections forged here all affirm that this is just the beginning of an exciting journey. This event would never have been possible without each and every one of you. Thank you for being an integral part of this movement. With your continuous support and prayers, we look forward to carrying this momentum forward, bridging churches and technology through digital innovations and gatherings like Tech4Church. Once again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. May God bless you all abundantly.
Thank you, Engineer Vitinyo Valerie Shohu, for those heartfelt words. To officially close our gathering, I invite Reverend Dr. Kieto Sema, the senior pastor of Sumi Apuyemi Baptist Church in Kohima, to lead us in the closing prayer.
Shall we look to the Lord and pray? Gracious Lord, Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this day. We want to thank you for this opportunity where the leaders from different regions and from different churches could be drawn to this place, and we could have a time of fellowship and a time of learning together for your ministry and for the service of the community. We want to thank you for the resource persons who have enriched us with education, disseminated to us with their resources, helping us to know the tools and the implements that is available for the ministry. The message of the gospel would remain unchanged, but the methodology, the tools, and the means keeps changing according to the times and according to the generation. So we are encouraged to make use of every means for the extension of your kingdom and for the effectiveness of our ministry. And we are so blessed to have this education and to have this learning. We're so grateful to you, Lord. Father, whatever the plan that has been met, you have helped us to come to this place. And we want to thank you, Lord. And even as we dismiss here and go out to spend a few moments for a time of fellowship together, may your presence be with us and help us, Lord, so that, Lord, that we may connect ourselves to each other in your ministry. And Lord, even at the close of the fellowship, we all shall be going to our destination, our places. May the grace of the Lord be upon us and grant us the mercy journey, Lord, and bless us together. In Christ Jesus' name we pray. Amen.